All right, welcome here. We are in the Shenandoah High School gym where we got girls high school basketball going off. We got a doubleheader tonight here on KMA where Underwood is visiting Shenandoah. Our first game of this doubleheader is the Shenandoah Phillies taking on the Underwood Eagles. Let's just real quick go over, each starting lineup and how these teams are faring up. Let's go with the visiting team, Underwood. Underwood is coached by Andy Van Fossen. They are 0-1 on the year. Last week, they played Lewis Central. Hard matchup for an Underwood team. They ended up losing that game 31-49. Lewis Central took the victory in that one. But so far this year, last year they had to finish second in the WIC. They had a really good, promising year. They're looking to capitalize on that. Starting lineups for the Underwood Eagles tonight. Number 1, Kinsley Ferguson, a senior, is starting at guard. 23, Elizabeth Jacobson. Number 3, junior, Haley Stangl is starting. Number 30, Mary Stevens, a junior for the Underwood Eagles. And number 34, Corinne Trady will round off the starting lineup for the Underwood Eagles. And, of course, the Underwood Eagles will be taking on the Shenandoah Phillies, the home team, coached by John Weinrich. Weinrich and his staff last year was 10-12. A lot of young players last year looking to rebound on that this year. We're predicting that maybe they have 17 wins hopefully this year. That's what we kind of thought here on the KMA land. But nonetheless, they are taking on a tough Underwood squad. Last week they played Abraham Lincoln. They losing that matchup 45-68. The starting lineup for the Shenandoah Phillies, number 14, senior Caroline Rogers. Guard for the Phillies, number 22, senior Jenna Burdorf. Number 12, Alexis Shabama Jr. Number 20, Cassidy Stevens, a senior guard for the Mustangs. And rounding off the starting lineup, junior Lene Green. Lene Green, kind of the do-it-all player for the Shenandoah Phillies. Last year, Lene Green averaging 16 points, 12 rebounds, putting up a double-double, second team all Hawkeye 10 last year. Last week versus Abraham Lincoln Lynx, she put up 21 points and 18 rebounds in a losing effort, but nonetheless, she was kind of the one that shined brightly for the Phillies. As we're getting to it here, we are going to do the national anthem, and we will be right back after this quick break for the tip-off.
United Group Insurance. People you know and people you trust. Because we are local in Southwest Iowa with offices in Red Oak, Atlantic, Griswold, and Shenandoah. Our team of agents will find the perfect policy for your needs from the wide variety of carriers that we work with. We offer policies for home, auto, life, farm, health, and commercial with vast experience in both hail and crop insurance. Learn more at unitedgroupins.com today.
Pella Corporation in Shenandoah is growing. Pella is a family-owned company and has a strong heritage that started in 1925. Pella offers a strong benefit package, competitive wages, quarterly bonuses, profit sharing, and more. Pella has a decreased overtime schedule. You'll never work on Sundays, and you will have at least 2 Saturdays off each month to spend more time with your family. Go to careers.pella.com to see what jobs are available and apply today. Experience is not necessary, as Pella will provide training. Pella is an equal opportunity employer.
All right, welcome back to Shenandoah Gymnasium, Rex Roth Court, home of the Shenandoah Phillies, and we are getting ready for the tip. Second game of the year for both squads. Both squads 0-1. Someone's trying to find their first victory of the season. This is Dusty Scahill doing some play-by-play with you with TJ Young. TJ, what are you thinking about tonight? What's this matchup going to bring? Fast-paced, slow-paced? What are you anticipating?
I'd love to see a really fast-paced game. I think the big matchup, the marquee matchup tonight is 50 against 27. Jacobson versus Green. I think that's going to be, or 23 rather. It's going to be a wonderful matchup. But I think it's going to come down to the guard play. From either side.
It's going to start off with those two being the ones to face off, and they face off on the tip-off. Shenandoah getting the tip, swinging it around here. We got Stevens passing over to Burdorf. Burdorf tries to find Green down in the post, kicks it back out. Rogers kicks it over to Burdorf once again, and we're going to go with Stevens in the first shot of the game, and it is up and good. Shenandoah with the early lead here, 3-0. Cassidy Stevens hitting a three right away for the Phillies.
A big shot for confidence for Stevens. As a team, Shenandoah shot 8% against Lewis Central in the loss last week. Really good midline drive there.
There we go. Haley Stengel on the drive, and it's good. 2 points for the Underwood Eagles, so they rebound right away. Both teams shooting it off very well right away. We got Rogers trying to look in the post for Green. Can't find her. They're doing a good job of kind of clouding around her right now, but they do get it into Green. They go up, and Shabam up for it, and good. Yep. So I was going to ask you, which one of those two you said was a terrific shooter, and now they're both 1 for 1. And Green defends against Jacobson perfectly right there, and I don't think she does kick it back out to somebody. Good decision there. Green gets it in the post deep, and she's, of course, going to go up.
So the difference right there in that back-to-back possession, Lene Green fronting Jacobson in the post, gets the tip, the steal, the run out. She takes the ball all the way down the floor, sets up an offense, goes inside out. Jacobson playing behind Green. You're in a disadvantaged position that deep in the post, and Green's too good, and Jacobson's too good, right? You can't play behind somebody that's that good in the post.
Couldn't agree more, TJ. She's had 2 or 3 entry passes to her already, and there's been no contention at all. She's able to kick it out when she wants, which led to 3-pointers. She does miss that second end of it, but Cassidy Stevens ends up getting that rebound. Kicks it out to Rogers. Rogers puts it up, and that is the Phillies' first miss opportunity, but Jenna Burdorf ends up with that offensive rebound and more possession for the Phillies.
And again, pretty patient against this zone. It's kind of a mashed-up zone here, really focused on number 50 for Shenandoah.
They're definitely trying to cloud around her, but it's going to lead to open shots, and Rogers takes another one. She's 0 for 2 so far, but they've been definitely good ones. And Cassidy Stevens with the hustle play. Defends it off of there. Was that a rebound, too? I'm going to give her that rebound out there. So that's 2 rebounds already for Cassidy Stevens on this possession alone.
Yeah, really good job by Shenandoah. Gang rebounding, obviously, with Jacobson and Green kind of battling it out, and there's somebody else who's going to be able to get some rebounds.
And there it is right away. She gets the rebound. She gets up, taking a shot. Does a missed opportunity there by Cassidy Stevens. Rebound, Elizabeth Jacobson. Corinne Trady with the ball at the top of the key. Tries to swing it around. Finds them. Number 3, Haley Stengel. Stengel finds over Kinsley Ferguson, but they have a little bit of a mix-up there. Ferguson might have killed her dribble. She's got to find somebody, and the Phillies take the opportunity. Steal by number 12, Alexis Shabam. Tries to find someone up ahead. Hey, missed opportunity, but you got to be happy with Weinrich with that, at least aggressive play. You get the steal. Let's push it.
Yeah, I think that's one thing with Shenandoah, and maybe even for Underwood. I haven't seen them play much, but for Shenandoah, you really want to see them maybe push the tempo a little bit more. And, it's a turnover, but push the tempo. It was an aggressive turnover right there.
And Philly's still being aggressive on that defensive end. Shabam gets a hand in there, and actually Rogers ends up with the steal. The floor went a little high bounce on her, so she ends up getting a carry call. But, hey, once again, they're being aggressive. They're seeing positive. You're going to have bumps in the road, but, so far Coach John Weinrich's got to be decently pleased with the first half of this first quarter.
I'd like to see, instead of bringing the ball up on the dribble, passing the ball ahead.
Yeah, get that kick out going.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's another fronted play by Green where she gets another steal.
Good call. Lene Green comes up with it, tries to push it once ahead. But, hey, once again, Cassidy Stevens does the hustle play and throws it off the defender, out of bounds. Philly's ball underneath the basket. We'll have our first substitution coming in. Chloe Denton will be in.
If I'm Lene Green, I'm dribbling the ball down the floor until somebody stops me, right? She passed it a little too soon. Just keep going. Go till somebody stops you, and usually good things will happen.
Chloe Denton right in the ball game. Chloe Denton puts it up, but that is a missed 3. She was on line just a little bit off on that power, but that goes rebound to number 34, Corinne Trady. And another steal there. by Stevens. Stevens tries to look ahead, gets it to Burdorf, trying to make some opportunity, but Rogers is going to take another 3 opportunity, and she hits this one. She's been online the whole time.
Yeah, the pace of this game is a lot different than the pace they played at last week against Abraham Lincoln.
And Corinne Trady drives in and gets a bucket for the Underwood Eagles. They answer right back.
Really good drive. The midline drive is what hurt Shenandoah against AL, and that's happened a couple of times already here in the first 4 minutes of the ballgame.
I don't know what the strategy is, but they definitely are giving up the middle on that dribble drive. Lene Green dribble drives, goes up and does miss it. Number 3, Haley Stengel comes down with the rebound for the Eagles. Finding Trady in the corner. Trady kicks it back out. Number 30, Mary Stevens. Underwood kind of passing with no purpose so far, trying to find somebody that wants to take something aggressive, but they're not being too aggressive on their own end. But right as I say that, they take the ball straight to the hoop and end up not converting. Lene Green with that rebound. Number 34, the Eagles. Mary Stevens comes down with that rebound. She ends up throwing it a little aggressive play on their end too, kind of trying to get that fast break going. Comes up empty. So it will be the Phillies ball. 3:20 left in the first quarter. Score is 10-4. Phillies on top so far. Phillies get the ball over to Chloe Denton. She tries to find Lene Green. She is triple teamed, actually, so she gets it back to Denton in the corner. Denton's going to put up that ball. Little short on that one. Rebound by Trady once again for the Eagles. Kinsley Ferguson going to put up that three-pointer, but it is no good. Lene Green on that rebound. A lot of these times we're going to see Lene Green rebound it and then bring it up. Do not be surprised to see that.
And that was actually a really good find if she had got to rise up just a split second sooner. Abigail Martin running down the floor. She catches it and makes a layup a little too far under the hoop. It goes as a turnover for Green, but you want to see Shenandoah play fast, and that's what they're doing so far.
You got to figure that they're going to get those screws tightened a little bit as the game goes on. They got those. It's only the second game. They've only played 4.5 quarters. They might have those jitters still, so. And once again, the Phillies kind of stay aggressive on defense while Underwood is kind of being passive on offense. They haven't gotten the ball into Jacobson quite that much. Jacobson last year averaging 13.6 points, 10.9 rebounds on an average. So they figured they got to get her going. 22 for the Underwood Eagles, puts it up, but is no good. Stevens down with the rebound. Shabam down with the rebound.
And this is an aggressive Stevens, and she wasn't super aggressive a year ago. She was aggressive on the shot last week, but she's been aggressive on the shot and then on the drive. Maybe an ill-advised drive a little bit, but again, it's that you want to play fast, right? So she sees it, she's taking it to the basket, and you might turn it over, you might make something good happen, but you got to try to flip that switch if you're the Phillies from let's play slow tempo to let's play fast tempo. We got athletes, let's get out and run.
All right, here we go. We're stepping up here. We got Stevens up on the second part of her foul shot. And it is up and no good. Rebound, Kinsley Ferguson. And they try to go up ahead, and it is unsuccessful.
And, really, Underwood probably would like to see them. If I'm not their coaches, but if I was their coaches, I would say, that's okay. That's a good turnover because they're getting slogged down in the half court too. You just get out and run. Maybe you get some bonus points in transition.
Both teams trying to find that fine line between aggressive and, being effective. But it was that's a rebound by 22, Finley Roberts for the Eagles. Pushes it up ahead, but the good, stout defense, on-ball defense from the Phillies is not allowing them to just get penetration at all.
Yeah, a little ticky-tack foul there on Burdorf. The girl she was guarding picked up her dribble. She was dead in the corner and just kind of got caught with a hand in the cookie jar there. And it's first foul for Shenandoah here with just under 2 minutes to play in the first.
Like you mentioned, there's 1:45 left in this first quarter, 11-4. The Eagles of Underwood will be taking it out on the sideline. As much as Jacobson is the cog on this offense, I don't see much, off-ball movement from her. Set a pick for her. Get her getting the ball somewhere, nothing, but Coach Van Fossen calls a timeout because I think he saw that frustration as well. So it is 11-4. Shenandoah leading over Underwood. 1:36 left in the first. Let's go ahead and take that first break.
From large projects to daily tasks, we can help at Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah. This is Josh, and we pride ourselves on quality products, knowledge, and service. We're always available for advice on the projects that take years to design or the issues that need fixed in a hurry. And we offer free estimates on anything and everything you need to complete both. When you have a demand, we offer the supply. Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah.
2.
All right, welcome back to Rex Roth Court here in Shenandoah. We're watching the Shenandoah Phillies take on the visiting team Underwood Eagles. We do have a score of 11-4 in the first quarter. 1:36 left in that first quarter. Underwood will be taking the ball off on that sideline, trying to get some sort of thing going. And they do get a little nice play off of that timeout. Kinsley Ferguson finds a darting way in. She gets a foul attempt on that.
It was a really good job by Ferguson to do a little back cut there in the half court, and Jacobson did an awesome job of at the time, Green was fronting Jacobson, but then Jacobson used her body to seal off Green.
Seal her off, seal off the big body.
Green ends up committing the foul, and Ferguson, really, one of those two bigs get in foul trouble, it changes the game.
That will be a big difference, actually, because they're both definitely important on the offense and defensive side. Not only offensively, but guarding each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
They get the ball deep into Lene Green, and she's still trying to find her first bucket. Not yet to get in that rhythm, but I would not imagine we're too worried about her getting in that rhythm. She'll get it down eventually.
A super deep post position, and again, Jacobson very content to play behind her, and Green's getting easy access, just can't cash in yet.
Caroline Rogers with that good defense up there. Kinsley Ferguson goes up but is unsuccessful. Jacobson tries to get a good little look, but she's also successful. Both big stars are yet to find the bottom of the bucket, and right as I say that, Lene Green, they're going to call her for over the back. So as we say it, that's 2 fouls on Lene Green in the first quarter.
And that's tough.
That is tough.
You're basically penalizing Lene Green or Jacobson, for that matter, for just being taller than the other person.
Just reaching up when I see the ball.
Yep, and that's a tough foul.
So they will be bringing Cassidy Stevens back in the game for Lene Green. So at the moment, the Phillies going somewhat small, and the Underwood Eagles are trying to take advantage of it, but Chloe Dent was right there with help from Shabam as well. Trady goes up for a 3, and it is no good.
Maybe a jump ball will stay right here. And really, now with Green out, Burdorf's guarding Jacobson. You might see, or you might probably better see, the other Phillies sag off of their kids in help position, because right now, Jacobson's definitely got a power advantage over Burdorf in the paint.
Their strategy has been to front her already. That's only going to help defense. If she can front her properly, there's always going to be help anyway. But as the defensive shift goes, it was Caroline Rogers on her, but there was no problem for the Phillies. They end up coming up with a steal. Shabam does a spin here, tries to find Burdorf up top. Stevens is up there with Nolan Gardner.
And no shot clock, so they could hold for the last if they wanted.
Rogers drives in and ends up throwing an errant pass right at Stevens' feet.
And that's those aggressive turnovers we saw at the first part of this first quarter. You can live with those. The ones like that in the half court.
Playing a little too fast.
Yep. About 5 seconds to go here. See if Underwood can get a shot off.
They do get one off, but it's no good. Jacobson comes up with an offensive rebound, and she finds her first 2 points of the game. And that's how that first quarter ends. Shenandoah Phillies 11, Underwood 8. Little bit of momentum there at the end of the quarter for the Underwood Eagles. Let's see how the coaching staffs adjust to that, make in-game adjustments. We'll be coming up with that second quarter right after this short commercial break.
I always was fascinated with working on vehicles ever since I was a little kid. I went to college for it, and it's just fun. To me, it's like an adult with a puzzle. When you can take the vehicles apart and you put them back together. The most rewarding thing about our business is just having customers be happy when they leave. It's everything. If you have people leave and they're unhappy, you have no business.
Welcome back on KMA here. We are watching the Shenandoah Phillies host the Underwood Eagles. We're coming up in this second quarter play. Shenandoah is leading Underwood 11-8, and Shenandoah will be starting the second quarter with the possession. Cassie Stevens looking to drive a little bit. Denton tries to go baseline, looks to go up there, and it's tipped out of her hands before she shoots it, but Caroline Rogers trying to battle for it. They're still battling for it. They're going to say Underwood ends up with that ball. Get a foul called on the Shenandoah Phillies.
You don't hate the drive. Number 0. Don't hate the drive, just a little bit of a wild shot attempt, and then leads to a turnover and then a foul. And both bigs out of the game right now with Green in foul trouble. Good time to get Jacobson a rest. So everybody playing a little small ball here on both sides.
Let's see how that goes. Who's going to be the sharpshooter? Who's going to drive? Jenna Burdorf with a good front possession there. Gets the steal, gives it up to Chloe Denton, and Burdorf ends up with that rebound. Shenandoah trying to get a nice little half-court possession here, make the Underwood Eagles play some defense. Everyone crashes down on Burdorf. Throws a hot pass out to Stevens. Stevens couldn't handle it, out of bounds. Underwood's ball. Still 11-8, nothing so far in this second quarter. Both teams coming up empty on those first possessions. Ansley Roberts tries to drive it up for the Eagles, but Jenna Burdorf ends up with that steal. Will be a foul called. I believe that's going to be on Corinne Trady.
And we talked about it before we went on air. I said we're basically playing, like each team's playing the other, like the mirror image, right? Like you have a big post player who can do a lot of things, pretty dynamic. But then you got some guards that maybe sometimes are a little careless with the ball and they can score on back-to-back possessions, unforced passing turnovers. Like it's just very similar how these teams play so far in the year.
Mirror image, yet we were saying Underwood's going to want to go slow. Shan's going to go fast. That's about the only difference. I mean, I guess you can say since they lead by 3, Shan's style of play is working out so far. Cassie Stevens finds an open shot, little bit off, so that will be a rebound by Corinne Trady.
And the rhythm that Shenandoah had early offensively has definitely gone away. Credit the Underwood Eagle defense for making some adjustments, but Shenandoah's got to make shots.
Nice backdoor cut. Unsuccessful there. Haley Stengel with a nice cut, but comes up with nothing for the Eagles. Cassie Stevens brings the ball up. Finds Carolyn Rogers, 4-3, but no good. Man, she's been online all night, but she's only 1 for 4, but she's been in good rhythm. They aren't off kilter by any means. Like, you'd like to say for John Weiner, keep going, but that will be a steal by Mary Stevens. Mary Stevens puts it up and good for the Underwood Eagles.
And again, another unforced pass error. Just Kylie Fouch trying to no-look a 2-foot pass, and then it ends up being a steal and an easy layup.
Phillies get the ball into Jenna Burdorf, but they're going to call a on-ball foul. It's like number 30, Mary Stevens, will be called on that one. Underwood coming in with Elizabeth Jacobson, getting her back in the game. The Phillies kind of handicapped there. They can't get Lene Green probably quite back in yet. So it's kind of time for them to try to not stop the bleeding by any means, but got to tighten the screws a little bit if you're the Phillies. Underwood pushing the issue. Jacobson ends up with that offensive rebound. No good. Once again, no good for the Eagles. As Shenandoah gets that rebound, Stevens up with that. Her 3rd rebound of the game. She's been all over the place so far for the Phillies, if there's anyone that you can credit that to. Rogers accidentally picks up her dribble. Phillies trying to find that rhythm on half court once again. Rogers dribbles, tries to go baseline, gets it tipped, ends up in Stevens' hand. She's going to shoot a fadeaway. No good, but Abigail Martin comes up with that rebound. She gets fouled on their way up. She'll be shooting 2 for the Phillies.
And we had a tough call on foul number 2 for Green. That was a tough call on foul number 2 for Jacobson. Again, Martin just kind of shot it right up into the outstretched arms of Jacobson, and then I guess it's even now, right? 2 fouls apiece for the bigs. But Shenandoah, when Lene Green's not on the floor, when Chloe Denton's not on the floor, there's a bunch of kids right now that aren't quite sure if they're scorers.
Figuring themselves out for sure, figuring their place.
They'll figure it out. I mean, they got kids that can score, but they're not quite sure of themselves yet within the offense with the ball in their hands.
I mean, sort of sounds like a negative thing, but it's also, a growing moment. It's time for someone to find what else they can do. Oh, I can drive this way. Oh, I can cut now. So, growing pains.
Yep.
Second game of the year.
And Underwood has having the same issues now with Jacobson off the floor and Green back on the floor. We'll see, if they've got to go to, I would lean towards Kinsley Ferguson. That'd be my guess as far as somebody who could probably fill it up and look to score.
Ansley Robbins there for the three, no good. I think you're right there with Kinsley Ferguson. She might be the one to do that, but as I say that, she doesn't communicate with Haley Stengel, and that will be out of bounds for the Underwood Eagles.
It's that unforced error pass, right? I mean, turnovers are going to happen, but you got to take care of the ball when you can.
Lene Green's back in. We didn't see that was going on, so Coach Weiner getting a little aggressive with this, going to bring her back in. Lene Green still trying to find the bottom of that bucket. She does get that offensive rebound there, but couldn't get it back up. Hands all over her when she gets the ball.
Yeah, they're collapsing with at least 3 Eagles every time she gets it on the block. It might not be a bad idea to have her at the high post instead of at the low block and let her create up there, because she can make that 15-foot jumper, and then she can also dribble drive. But when she's down on the block, just like Jacobson, man, everybody's collapsing.
They're all going to be around her when she gets it down low. You're definitely right. I think high post might be the right move for sure. Stengel dribble drive for the Eagles. Kicks it out on the wing. Mary Stevens go for a drive, but that's no good. Lene Green up with another rebound.
And Denton got away with a foul on that shot there. Shenandoah pretty fortunate on that end.
We'll give and go back to Lene Green. She goes a dribble drive. She draws another foul. She'll be back to the line once again.
And Green's, to her credit, she's a scorer, and that's what she's been asked to do for the first few years, and now her junior years she's going to be asked to do that more. But when they collapse, somebody's got to be able to knock down a shot. She's got to be able to kick it out like she did the first few minutes of the game and trust that somebody's going to knock down a shot. But right now, they haven't scored a field goal in about 8 game minutes.
That's about right. The Phillies have had good opportunities. They've been in rhythm. They've been open, and they've been online. It's just, fine. It's
putting the biscuit in the basket, right?
Yes, exactly right. Just can't quite find it.
It's the Nebraska-Iowa score right now, 13-10.
Both teams just struggling to do anything entertaining so far, right? No, I shouldn't say entertaining at all. Stevens with a drive, Ferguson with a drive, gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and that's good.
Now, Underwood needed that. Ferguson is definitely a kid that can score with Jacobson on the bench, and if it stays close, you can keep Jacobson on the bench a little longer.
It's a different notch up with her aggressiveness compared to the other Underwood dribblers as they've gone on.
Oh, for sure. I agree. And they're going to get a travel. Yep. And it was a little bit of a sell job by Trady on the trying to take the charge. Good no call there.
Good no call.
But then, you get her for steps. And, again, that's just Green maybe trying to do a little too much. But somebody's got to help, and then that may allow Green to lay off the gas a little bit.
I don't know what play they can call, but, use her aggressiveness to get more open shots is a play they might be able to do. I'm not sure if they can find a kick out. They've already been doing it. Trady goes up for 3 for the Underwood Eagles. Berdorf comes up with that rebound. Lots of rebounds on this stat board so far as we are at 13-12 in the second quarter, 2:30 left in this first half. Chloe Denton tries to find that right-hand side, but it comes up incomplete. Rogers kicks it back over to Berdorf, finds Lene Green. That's a very good entry pass, and that's up and good. That was all good rhythm there. Pass and basket.
That was the first half-court set getting it into Green where it looked good.
Looked all in rhythm all the way around.
Yeah, it wasn't forced. It looked – the ball hit both sides of the floor. Everybody touched it. If they do that, I think Shenandoah could spread this out a little bit. That was forced.
That was a little forced. She was open, though. It's just got to be a little bit better of an entry pass, although Berdorf is going to try to front her. Okay, Lene Green comes up with another rebound.
To be fair, Lene Green's always open, right? She's always open.
I don't see why not.
Backside.
Oh, yep, that left side was definitely open there. Turnover, Trady with that steal. Mary Stevens brings the ball up.
Why not?
Finds the wing open, and Mary Stevens follows that, gets a rebound.
And again, Chloe Denton on 2 times here in the last about 2 minutes of play, she has fouled a shooter, at least from my amateur view.
And got away with it.
She got away with it. And again, she's going to take a break because I feel like you're going to get a makeup call if she's still in the game. So pretty good job by Coach Weiner to get the sub in there.
Trady in that corner finds 22 Finley Roberts. It is up and no good. Rogers comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, both sides playing small again. Tallest kid on the floor is Burdorf for Shenandoah.
Burdorf does get it in that post, swings it over to the wing. His shot is up and no good. Stevens ends up with that offensive rebound and puts it up and good.
Garbage bucket, and again, right, and in a game like this, garbage buckets are going to be huge.
Cassie Stevens, even though it's a garbage bucket, her hustle's been getting her all over the place, so she capitalizes on just being on the right spot at the right time once again. Rogers for the Phillies tips it out of bounds.
So we had 11-8 first quarter. It's 6-4 here in this second quarter. So the offense has really slogged down, and both defenses really getting after it, and the officials, for the most part, letting everybody play. Now, there you go.
Definitely.
There's broadcaster's jinx right there, right?
Definitely slogged down, but definitely got to slog down because Shan comes down, makes a three, Underwood to start the game. Shan makes a three, Underwood counteracts with a two. Shan comes back, makes a three. Boom, it's 6-2 in 1 minute of play. So from then, definitely for sure, the scoreboard has not been lighting up too much. So that is Kinsley Ferguson shooting that first end of her two shots. Makes it good. That is 17-13. Phillies over the Underwood Eagles with 1 minute left to go. Alexa Shabam comes down with her second rebound of the half. Don't know if the Phillies are aware of it, but they can get a 2-for-1 opportunity here. They almost got it tried for, but Kinsley Ferguson comes up with a steal, trying to stop ball on her, but she drives it the whole way. Does a little step through move.
Beautiful.
Now the Phillies can go for one shot. They can take the lead into the halftime for sure if they want, or extend it. 25 seconds left to see if they can stay away from those unforced errors.
And really, Ferguson, 5 points since Jacobson, the only 5 points since Jacobson's been on the bench to really keep him in the ballgame. So credit to her to keep this thing close. Now 10 seconds left in the half.
Phillies trying now to kind of get things rolling, especially with Lene Green not in. 3, 2, 1. They're going to have to do a baseline shot. Up and no good. They took 30 seconds to not find much out. Unfortunately, they never did figure it out as the time ran down. So that will be the end of our first half. It is the hosting Shenandoah Phillies 17, Underwood Eagles 15. That is our score as we go into halftime. We will be back after this 15-minute break or so. All right, we were listening to KMA, Dusty Scahill, TJ Young on the call.
It's time to be you at Iowa Western. Apply today.
Ignite is a creative and flexible learning opportunity of the Shenandoah Community School District. Through Ignite, students and families can perfectly tailor an educational system that matches their own individual needs. So you might be wondering, who's Ignite for?
My name is Caitlin Witcher, and I am a hybrid student with Ignite.
I'm Camden Vesley, and I'm an Ignite student.
I am Alex Frazee, and I am a hybrid student that has the opportunity to take Ignite courses.
Ignite is flexible, accessible, and inclusive of all students K through 12. So the only question is Ignite right for you?
Welcome back to Rex Roth Court here in Shenandoah, Iowa. We are live video streaming here on the KMA studios. Watch the first half action on this boy-girl doubleheader where the Shenandoah Phillies took on the Underwood Eagles. First half score of 17-15. Shenandoah leading Underwood. Little bit of action-packed, good offense here in the first half of that first half. And then as the first half kind of went on, offenses got kind of stagnant. Defenses stayed aggressive and kind of took over a little bit. We got a couple bigs who are the, don't want to say stars of the two teams, but, they both averaged double-doubles last year, and they both had 2 early fouls, so they had to kind of get their minutes limited. So that's kind of where we are with that first half play. Shenandoah leading by 2. They're going to be the ones getting the ball to start off in that second half. We had Cassidy Stevens leading the way for the Phillies with 6 points, and Kinsley Ferguson had 7 points for the Eagles. 6 and 7, that's it for the, leading scores. That's not too much in a game, TJ.
Yeah, and we talked about it at the beginning, the two posts, Jacobson and Green, they're going to be the highlights, right? They're going to be the stars, the ones that get a lot of the stats as the year goes on. But Green, she shoots a 3 from the top. But the big kids, they're the Batman, right? Like both of these teams need to find a Robin.
Exactly. Trying to find some other road to go down to lead to points. And as I say that, Alexis Shabam finds an open 3, but once again cannot convert. I'm going to say it, though. Those are good takes. They're just not going down quite yet for the Phillies. On the Underwood side of the offensive battle, it has been this girl right here, Kinsley Ferguson, doing a lot of it. Although that time she forced it, but that's been the road they've taken so far is her dribble driving, trying to be aggressive.
Yeah, and it's, again, a good take, just good help defense and then good hands. But, again, forcing the ball inside when you have a wing player open, wide open. And I know if they watch film study, Coach Weiner's going to say the same thing. Like, hey, we want to get it in there. But if there's somebody collapsed in there, get it, make a pass to make a pass, right?
Yes.
Make the hockey assist.
Yes, exactly. And Underwood, like we said, has been, playing soft zone. It's been a zone, but they're around her, so the Phillies got to find a different way to get Green the ball, whether it be the high post, set a pick, something. It can't just be a straight-up entry pass because the Underwood Eagles are ready for that. Jacobson goes up for it. Lene Green comes down for that rebound. That's her 6. She's going to take it all away, but she does dish it off to Rogers, and that is a fast break conversion.
Yeah, led by your post. Rips the rebound, runs, and good job by Rogers running the floor. When the half-court offense isn't there, you got to run.
Perfect time dime for the post player as she took it the distance. Finds Rogers for that, too. That's a 19-15 lead for the Phillies. Now Underwood's trying to do their version of a half-court offense.
Green's just doing an outstanding job on post denial. And then got away with one right there. But
kind of got ball. That might have been her only saving grace. Rogers tries to find Green. There's everyone around her once again. And, oh, man, she got called for that earlier in the first half for that over the back just because she's tall, but they don't call it there. Boy, that's a lucky couple 20 seconds for Green, I think, to not pick up her third foul. And as she gets it at that high post, 3 people converge on her. And they can't convert anything out of that.
Yeah, and I know this is something that they do talk about. Every coach in America talks about this. When you're playing a zone and you get the ball to the high post, where do you want to look right away? You want to look opposite, right? So Lene Green is on that offense's right side elbow. She needs to turn and look. She had 2 shooters on this backside wide open. Instead, she passed it to the near, and then you end up turning the ball over.
First girl she saw, yeah.
You got to look opposite there.
Haley Stengel goes up for a 3 is no good. Burdorf down with that rebound. And when we say that high post, when she has that soft spot, find it, that's when you think 2 people would be down on her. But she had 3 last time. And once again, 3 people down on her again. They do a good kick out and a swing. And that's a good shot from Chloe Denton.
Yeah, good extra pass, too.
In and out, didn't go down. Yes, swung it for one more time. Phillies do a good job of stopping ball. Trady tries to drive in. Sorry, that was not Trady. Trady has the ball now. Trady's up at the wing, throws it over to Ferguson. Ferguson goes up for that 3, no good. That was not much ball movement by the Underwood Eagles. Caroline Rogers comes down with that long rebound. Kicks it back out to Green. Green's going to try to dribble it in. Finds that open spot.
And that's a good shot, though.
Online and no good.
Yeah, if they're not going to guard her out there, she can shoot it out there.
It's there.
Yeah.
Rogers finds an open three, no good. Shabam comes up with that rebound, but kind of forces that straight-up putback. Ooh, and Lene Green gets aggressive with it and gets that third foul.
And what's weird about that, you watch any game on television, especially college, when a defensive player holds their ground, stands straight up in the air, and jumps with their arms up, it is never going to be a foul because it's a verticality rule. It's a verticality rule that probably should not have been a foul on Green, but they called it. That's 3.
A little bit aggressive with the body is maybe what you can argue. But nonetheless, Mary Stevens gets that aggressive drive, and she ends up converting the first end of her 2 shots, 19-16.
Really good take.
Yeah, it was definitely a good take. Got to go right at her, especially if she's gotten, she's in foul trouble. And then John Weinrich is not going to take her out. He's going to let her stay in, let her play smart as she comes down with her 7th rebound. Gives it up to Chloe Denton. A little bit of fast break situation. Denton, good take. Pretty rough little drive, but no call. Ainsley Roberts comes up with the rebound for the Eagles. Shot up by Mary Stevens, up and no good. Burdorf comes down with that rebound. Burdorf's 7th rebound of the game.
Now, she nearly had a double-double in the last game, 8 points, 11 boards.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so she does a really good job being that other post player, kind of a tweener, a wing, guard post type player.
Definitely second fiddle to Green when it comes to size and rebounds and stuff like that is Jenna Burdorf. And as we were going to talk about last week with those stats, Chloe Denton ends up with a missed 3. She had 11 points last game, has 0 this game. So that's a kind of a big offensive hole for those Phillies. Jenna Burdorf gets aggressive, does get a tie up there, and that will be possession for the Phillies.
So, yeah, we talked about it coming out. Who's going to be the Robin for Underwood? They've got 1 point at the in the first 4.5 minutes, and it was a free throw. For Shenandoah, they have 2 points since half, and it was Lene Green leading the break, passing to Caroline Rogers, right? So nobody's really stepping up and knocking down any shots here for either side. We still got a long ways to go, but we'll see how it goes.
Rogers gets aggressive when that baseline goes up for it, but it's a little strong. Chloe Denton ends up with that rebound. Gets the ball into Lene Green, but it is tipped by Jacobson. Finley Roberts ends up with that rebound, kicks it out to her sister Ainsley Roberts, and that is a good for 3.
Yeah, that was a really good rhythm shot there, too. Underwood has not shot a lot of rhythm threes. That was one right there.
Here's a good rhythm shot. It's a little strong from Burdorf. Phillies need to stop that ball as Trady's dribbling it up, and they're going to actually end up calling a foul on Rogers. That'll be her 2nd of the game.
So as choppy as this game has been, especially coming out of the locker rooms in the first 6 minutes, there's only been 2 fouls. They're called, which to me is kind of wild. It's been pretty physical and really choppy offensively. I'm happy that they're swallowing the whistle because you like there to be a rhythm and a flow.
I couldn't agree more. I'd rather have it be a little bit choppy with a little bit of contact. As off that, Lene Green steals that inbounds pass. Last week we did a game at Clarinda. I believe Clarinda alone had 27 team fouls. That's just hard to get in a rhythm for either team, and that's the case. Caroline Rogers tries to take it in, but big Elizabeth Jacobson is there to stop it. She comes up the block and the takeaway. Back to Underwood. It is tied right now, 19-19, 2:20 left in this third quarter. Jacobson does take it in aggressively, misses that, but Underwood comes up with it. That is Rachel Privia ends up with that rebound and 2 points.
Yeah, I believe this is Underwood's first lead of the night.
I think that's right. Yeah, from the get-go, Shan was leading, but that is their first lead. That was first tie, first lead coming up. Stevens up, 3 is no good. Loose ball goes around. Mary Stevens ends up with that rebound. Underwood can capitalize on this first lead of the game. Stevens picks it out to Privia, throws it over to Roberts. Shenandoah with that good aggressive D once again, not letting them really drive too much. Sometimes their aggressive leads to points, but so far it's been all right for them so far. Roberts with that long 3, but it's no good. Burdorf is going to end up with that rebound again.
I've got a timeout.
Weinrich got a timeout, huh? All right, so Shenandoah will retain possession after that Burdorf rebound. 1:19 left in the third quarter. We got a score. Underwood leading 21-19 over the Phillies. We'll be back right after these messages. All right, welcome back here in Shenandoah. We're watching the Shenandoah Phillies host the Underwood Eagles. Underwood is currently getting their first lead of the game. It's 21-19. But off that miss from Underwood, Burdorf got the rebound, called timeout, so now it will be the Phillies' possession. Cassidy Stevens will be bringing the ball up for the Phillies, trying to get that either lead back or get the game tied again. Not exactly what Coach Weinrich thought off of that timeout was this miscommunication and slow off-ball movement from the Phillies. Didn't handle the ball well and ends up with a turnover from Chloe Denton.
And you appreciate the trying to just facilitate some movement, but you had two kids run into each other, and then his spacing wasn't great. But they do need to move. And Coach Weinrich obviously said that during the timeout, right? We got to move. Here, let's try this so we can move. But they got to take care of the ball, but yes, they have to move.
Trying to ignite something when it comes to the offensive movement. Same as the Underwood Eagles. They have not had much when it comes to the off-ball movement as well.
And you do have Ferguson on the bench right now getting a breather here with the last 40 seconds or so to go in the third quarter.
Which I believe that is her first break of the game even. 40 seconds left in that third quarter. Underwood with that 2-point lead trying to capitalize on it. Stevens up for a shot, no good. Jacobson's trying to chase it down. Does she get there? She does.
No, they're going
to say she stepped out of bounds. So I will give her the rebound nonetheless. Since they said it was possession enough to step on the line.
Yeah, shot clock off. Shenandoah could hold for the last shot. They've had the ball in the last possession of each of the first two quarters and got nothing out of it. So we'll see if they can get something here.
Yeah, has not capitalized off of it. Burdorf in the corner for the Mustangs, trying to find somebody. They got 16 seconds to dish the ball around. Shot clock and game clock are the same. Get a three at the top of the key from Denton, but no good. Trady on the rebound. Thought possibly it would be a jump ball, but they're going to call a foul.
Got 3 fouls now for Shenandoah. Nobody's going to be in the bonus here in the last 9 seconds.
Is that on Cassidy Stevens?
Yes.
Okay. That is Stevens' first, I believe.
Yep. And now Ferguson back in the game here. Probably something you just want to get her the ball right back.
8 seconds left
but
but plenty of time. What do we know?
Yeah, do that. Oh, that was a good look, though.
That was a good look. She got an open lane, but Burdorf tipped it out of bounds on the Shan. Phillies, they do have 1.7 seconds left to convert something underneath the basket. You got to have a play, something. I got to imagine it's going to be a lot of Jacobson. Lene Green's got to be careful not to get that foul. Gets that shot up quick. So that was a 6-2 quarter. Underwood leading 21-19 as we go into the fourth quarter. We will be right back after these quick messages here from KMA.
So many ways that I think Iowa has helped, but I think most importantly to us, it's continuing to engage with us.
When we came together, we both felt like we would bring a couple things from our past into the present, and that one of those was their Courage on the Court event.
Here it is. This is where my passion is my major.
With more than 80 areas of study, dozens of clubs and activities to choose from, and advisors who ask the right questions and offer support, it's easy to be you at Iowa Western.
All right, welcome back. We were watching the Shenandoah Phillies host the Underwood Eagles. The name of the game so far has been a lot of good defense and not untimely shooting so far for both squads. We thought there's going to be the tale of the two posts coming in and kind of dominating this game. Both girls coming in averaging double-doubles, but Lene Green averaging 16 and 12 last year has only got 5.7 rebounds. Elizabeth Jacobson only has 2 points, 4 rebounds for the Underwood Eagles. So is one of the stars going to shine in this fourth quarter, or is it going to be that Robin both teams are looking for? We're going to find out here coming up. Roberts goes up for the Eagles, unsuccessful, and Lene Green comes down with that rebound.
Yeah, really good defensive possession there, and a good set by Underwood. There was movement, shots just not falling.
Shenandoah kind of tried to come up with a set of their own. Lene Green decides to take it, but Jacobson gets a hand on it, out of bounds on the Eagles.
She did a great job of walling up there, did Jacobson. Just got big, got the hands up, and Green just kind of going right into her.
So
got to find that Robin.
So far, if you just kind of stay in front of Green like they're not doing right here, I was just going to say, if you stay in front of Green, she hasn't had too much success, but
a good fake handoff there. Kind of got the defense moving. And then
found some space. That's all it took. Lene Green with her 7th point of the game. That is a tie ball game now, 21-21, Phillies and the Eagles. Stengel tries to find a little driving lane there, but gets halted as she got closer. Kinsley Ferguson tries to do the same, but also got stopped by the Phillies. Playing good defense so far.
Ooh, that's tough because the shot clock didn't reset and it was scramble mode. So there was 7 seconds on the shot clock, and then there was a scramble ball, and you get a foul, and Shenandoah now gets a reset. Or excuse me, Underwood now gets a reset shot clock. That may not matter. As a coach, that's tough.
It's definitely something noticeable.
And it mattered.
And there it mattered. Kinsley Ferguson. Kinsley Ferguson finds the 3-pointer. That's her 10th point of the game. She's the first person in either squad to come up with double digits. Stevens trying to find a little lane there. Tries to do an underhook there, but no good. Calling it out on Lene Green. Not a great take there. I don't think John Weinrich thought move the ball a little bit more than that, but nonetheless, it'll be the Eagles' ball with a 3-point lead.
Yeah, I don't think you mind the drive. As a coach, you don't mind the drive, but when there's 4 kids up in your face, you probably have somebody else open, right?
Good first step to creating something. Yep, now the Shenandoah Phillies stepping up the pressure, picking them up at half court and going aggressive with it. Leaving Ferguson open. Jacobson comes up with that offensive rebound. They're going to call a foul on Lene Green. That'll be her dangerous fourth.
Might be on, it's going to be on Burdorf.
Oh, all righty.
Yep.
That'll be Burdorf's second.
Yeah, and that was actually the appropriate call there. Green was just kind of doing what Jacobson did the previous possession, just kind of walled up. Burdorf kind of got her on the arm.
Jacobson steps up, hits her first end of this 2 shots. That's her 3rd point of the game.
And you don't really think, you don't think a 4-point lead is a big deal, but in this game right now, a 4-point lead is gigantic.
Yeah.
2 possessions is a big, big deal. Make it 5.
Make it 5. That's her 4th point. There we go. 6 minutes left in this ball game. Been waiting for the Phillies to hit some sort of open shot. Looks like they're going to have one on the wing set up for Stevens. Online once again, but it does not find the bottom of the hoop. Can't be mad at that shot. That was a pretty good open shot. Yeah, nice creation from Chloe Denton.
It's a really good look. You just, Shenandoah wants to get people away from Lene Green. They got to make some shots. Woo. And that's a foul that Coach Weinrich didn't want, or nobody really wanted right there. If you're a Shenandoah fan, you're 50 feet away from your basket. I know you're trying to be aggressive and make a play, but now you got 4 fouls.
4 fouls, 50 feet from the hoop, and that 4th foul that I had on her last possession, I can leave the mark now.
Yep.
So they're going
foreshadowing.
Going to leave Lene Green in with 4 fouls, 5:50 left. But
and if I'm Underwood, I'm going right to Jacobson for the next 3 or 4 possessions and just letting her go.
You already thought you'd want to go there anyway, but Ferguson goes to the aggressive drive, but Rogers is there twice in a row. Rogers plays stout defense.
And it'll go to Shenandoah here.
Jump ball possession.
You got 4 fouls on Lene Green. If I'm Underwood, I'm just saying, okay, let's spread the floor. Let's get the ball to Jacobson and let's let her create a little bit. Maybe we can pick up that 5th foul up by 5 with 5.5 to go. I like those chances.
And Jacobson made her 2 free throws on that last one, so she's definitely, she's able to do that. Shenandoah trying to find some movement off the ball. Gets the ball to Lene Green. High dribble there, but ends up staying on top of it. Rogers deep from the wing. No good, but Stevens comes up with that rebound. Into Lene Green. Walled up by Jacobson. Ferguson down with that rebound. Ferguson takes it all the way, but no good. Burdorf down with her 9th rebound. Stevens brings the ball up for the Phillies. Has no one stop her until she stops and pops, but no passes. I never like a possession where you have no passes when it ends up being a jump shot.
Yeah, it's a sideline shot too, mid-range jumper. Yeah, probably not the best decision, but again, the shots just aren't falling right now. You really got to look for some easy stuff.
Coach Weiner's got to be thinking he's got to do a play to create some of this, but that one time they called off the timeout was not very successful. Just a 30-second timeout, so let's go ahead and stay here. We can talk a little bit about what's going on. So far, it is 26-21. Underwood's got that 5-point lead.
Which is massive.
4:30 left, considering, let's see here, in the last 12 minutes, Shannon has scored 4 points total.
Yeah, and the weird part about the flow of this game is that, yes, it's a massive lead, but the way both of these teams so far have really been loose with the ball, you still have pretty good opportunities for steals and runouts, right? So both teams slogging down in the half court, but if Shenandoah just starts playing some passing lanes a little bit, you could get some steals and some runouts, and all of a sudden a 5-point lead may turn into a 2 or 3 point, or deficit may turn into a 2 or 3 point lead. Underwood's just got to take care of the ball.
Kind of seems like, if you just have a right person at the right time, you can get 4 points quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Just from a, loose ball situation.
And there again, there's Chloe Denton trying to create something.
Which she has a lot of steals last year. I think she's, top 15 coming back in the Hawkeye 10 with steals. Right at the end of the shot clock, Jacobson gets aggressive with it, takes it in, and goes for the and-one situation.
It'll be on Shabam.
Be foul on Alexis Shabam. That is her first. She did drive on Lene Green, but the foul was definitely on Shabam. So that is 28-21. Underwood leads by 7. That's going to be unfortunate for the Shenandoah Phillies not to come up with that one on the missed field goal.
Extra possession right there.
Yeah. Just unfortunate she couldn't keep her feet. No fault on anybody. 4:10 left in this ball game. Underwood with that 7-point lead. Dishes out to Stengel. Stengel goes to Jacobson on that wing. Throws it over to Trady in the corner. And Chloe Denton tries to cut that passing lane. Almost was successful. Underwood retains possession. And Kinsley Ferguson kind of regains everybody, gets it back into Jacobson. Their bread and butter. And that is
And we talked about it a couple of minutes ago. You just clear everybody out, go one-on-one. You might not make the shot, but it's going to be a good shot.
Lene Green can't be aggressive on that defensive side, so that's going to be handicapped for her. Burdorf tries to find that entry pass, out of bounds. Underwood. Phillies get the possession under the basket.
Yeah, 23 seconds on the shot clock, but really shot clock shouldn't matter right now for the Phillies. Down by 9. You really just got to put the pedal to the metal and just kind of hope they go in right now.
Lene Green gets that open 3. They're going to give it to her at the moment. That'll be a rebound by Stengel. I mean, you'd say they're going to give it to her. They're going to, make her prove it. And with 3 minutes left, they're still going to do that, I'm guessing. Kinsley Ferguson with that good drive, but unsuccessful. Shabam comes up with that rebound.
And you got to go right now. I mean, every possession matters for Shenandoah. Down by 9.
Down by 9. Only thing you're going to have 6 or 7 possessions left total. You got to shoot 50% when you're definitely not at that mark yet for a team. Chloe Denton finds that top of the key. No good. Burdorf comes down with that rebound.
That'll be a jump, so go the other way.
That'll be her 10th rebound of the game for Burdorf.
Rebound and a turnover.
Jump ball. Jump ball. Underwood gets possession. That's kind of a big situation. Coach Weiner's going to call timeout. If he calls timeout, let's call timeout.
You got it.
Dusty Scahill, TJ Young, going to bring you the last 3 minutes of this ball game. You're listening to KMA. We'll be back right after these messages.
This very moment, a board-certified surgeon specializing in female pelvic medicine and reconstructive surgery is scrubbing up in a newly remodeled surgical center full of the latest technology to give a woman a chance to take back control over her body. It will take less than an hour. There will be minimal recovery time, and afterwards, she'll start to feel normal again. These are the things that happen here every day. The new surgical center at Shenandoah Medical Center. Your health is our mission.
Playing this one, it was a... All right, welcome back here to Shenandoah. We are last 3 minutes of this ball game here. Shenandoah Phillies hosting the Underwood Eagles. Underwood is leading 30-29. They were trailing at half. In the third quarter, finally tied it up, finally took that lead. Now they haven't looked back since they got the lead.
So think of this here. I mean, you played 8 minutes in the third quarter. You played 5 minutes here in the fourth quarter. So you played 13 minutes of basketball. Underwood, 15 points in the second half. Shenandoah, 4.
Yes.
So part of that is Underwood playing pretty good defense and making Shenandoah take the shots that they want them to take, right? But the other part is Shenandoah's missing wide open, really pretty good shots, right? I mean, they really are. But credit to Underwood, right? They've kind of stuck to the game plan, and it's like Novocaine, right? Gives it time, always works. It's working.
Do what you know. And Shenandoah comes in a full court press, and it is going to be successful. They kind of made him hurry that inbounds pass, try to get to Jacobson, but Shenandoah ends up with that turnover, just what they wanted. Chloe Denton gets a shot at the top of the key, and that's what they wanted, but they're not coming up with that big shot quite yet even.
Yeah, another really good look, and again, defense turned into offense, just couldn't capitalize there. And with Green on the bench and that offense-defense substitution here.
Chloe Denton with that high IQ defense. Right when that ball got to the corner, she went for the double team.
Yep, and a timeout Underwood here.
So they will have possession, 2:30 left, 9-point lead. We'll be back right after this timeout. You are listening to KMA live stream with TJ Young and Dusty Scahill.
United Group Insurance. People you know and people you trust. Because we are local in Southwest Iowa with offices in Red Oak, Atlantic, Griswold, and Shenandoah. Our team of agents will find the perfect policy for your needs from the wide variety of carriers that we work with. We offer policies for home, auto, life, farm, health, and commercial with vast experience in both hail and crop insurance. Learn more at unitedgroupins.com today.
Okay. All right, welcome back here. We got 2:30 left in this ball game. We're watching the Shenandoah Phillies take on the Underwood Eagles. Underwood with that 9-point lead late in this second half. What's nice about these little breaks is it kind of gives us a chance to gather, look at the numbers, and TJ brought up as we were here, 0 fouls for Underwood in this second half. And I'm not saying it's because the refs aren't calling it. I think they're playing good, smart defense.
Yeah, Shenandoah in the second half has 8 team fouls. Underwood has 0. That's an interesting stat. They both are playing. Underwood is playing a little bit of a zone. Shenandoah is playing a little bit more of a man-to-man. But interesting nonetheless.
And we said in the first half their zone is soft because they're sagging on Lene Green. So it's just, it's leading to not having to be too aggressive on the ball.
Agreed.
So they get that ball into Jacobson just like they want. Jacobson gets a nice, solid, fundamental turn, and she gets her 10th point of the game.
Yeah, and it's amazing what has happened since Green picked up that 4th foul. Jacobson all of a sudden can be more aggressive.
And Rogers gets a nice little drive there, gets her 9th point of the game. They call a quick foul there underneath on the post. I'm going to believe that's going to be on Jenna Burdorf. That's her 3rd.
That's a tough one. I mean, she probably fouled her, but the gentleman who actually called it was actually on the back side of it, didn't actually see her reaching in.
Didn't see what we saw from the crow's nest.
Yeah, this is a really good view. Plenty of seats available if you're in Shenandoah and you want to watch some basketball. Come on out.
Get on in here. So that will be Trady sinking her 3rd point of the game. Let me see here. I believe, I was going to say that Jacobson has equaled the amount of points in the second half as the whole Shenandoah Phillies squad. They're both at 6.
It's impressive. The Jacobson stat.
Necessary for the Eagles. Find Rogers. She's the last one to make one last time, and she saw the basket go. Yeah. She saw the ball go in.
Maybe they're finding their Robin. It may not go the way that Shenandoah wants it tonight, but maybe as Rogers has gone, she's scored all of the second half points.
She has 12 in the game total so far, leading the squad. Lene Green has 7. Cassie Stevens has 6. As we go to the Underwood side of things, we got 1:51 left in this ball game. Elizabeth Jacobson has 10 points, 5 rebounds. Kinsley Ferguson, 10 points, 5 rebounds as well. That's about it for the significant scoring on either squad. We do have an 8-point lead when it comes to it for Underwood with 1:51 left. Shenandoah, they've made a couple baskets here late. They're going to have to really string things together now.
Yeah, it's just kind of an interesting.
Lene Green still on the bench.
Well, it's that offense-defense, right? So I assume once the ball comes in play, Coach Weinrich will probably send Lene Green to the scorer's table. But when you got 4 fouls, and hopefully, if you're Shenandoah, you're not you're not expecting the ball to get into the half-court offense for Underwood. You're expecting foul/steal, in the front court here.
Worked last time.
It did work last time. And, again, it's a 4 across, which I really love this set, but they got to screen and move. They didn't do that the first time.
Looks like an under the basket play because nobody even towards half court at all.
Oh, I love the 4 across is great against full court press. I love it.
And Eagles get that ball back in. Roberts dribbles it down, picks up her dribble, finds nobody, but she finds Trady as she kicks it back out. Ferguson is going to try to be aggressive with it, but she probably thinks better of it. She's going to pull it back out.
You really got to pressure the ball here. You got to pressure the ball, but you can't foul with the shot clock now down to 10.
Get that ball ticking. Now don't foul for sure. Ferguson goes up, drives, and scores.
She's been big tonight. She played really big in the first half when Jacobson had that first half foul trouble. But, yeah, Shenandoah's got to go. Got to go right now.
Chloe Denton will go. She's going to put it up from the wing. In and out, no good. Trady comes up with that rebound. That's her 6th of the game. Roberts and Ferguson have been the ball handlers for the Eagles. They're going to do much of it. Stengel has the ball at top. I think they're all just going to trade, play a little 3-man weave up top, let that clock tick, tick, tick. They do find Ferguson up below. Burdoff does a good job.
Yeah,
but
she hooked her down low.
Call for a little bit of aggression. That'll be Burdorf's 4th foul, I believe.
That's the crow's nest view, right?
Yeah, we saw that elbow. I saw it hooked in there.
Yep.
Well, apparently the guy down there saw it too.
Well, that's kind of what when you're outsized like that, sometimes you got to try to do a little bit of not underhanded stuff, but just some stuff to kind of keep your advantage.
She would have done that in the first half, let alone 1 minute left. So
yep.
As they get it, Lene Green is back in the game trying to get some late little surge for the Phillies. 48 seconds left, 10-point deficit. Jacobson's second attempt up and good. That's her 11th point of the game. Steven gets the ball to Rogers on the wing. Steven gets it at top of the key, gets a little gun shy. Find Burdorf on the corner, no good. Ferguson down with a rebound for the Underwood Eagles. 30 seconds left, 2-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. I think they're going to take it down to the end no matter what. Caroline Rogers tries to play some tough D. Trady up top, swings it over to Ferguson once again. Ferguson playing smart with the ball, throws it hard down to there, but Burdorf is going to end up with a steal. Going to take a drive, see if she can get all the way to the hoop. Call a foul on Trady. Burdorf will be shooting 2. 4 seconds left in the ball game.
That's a really good play by Burdorf. And again, that's probably what I was expecting Shenandoah to do for the last couple of minutes here, playing defense, really get after the ball. If you get called for a foul, you get called for a foul, but really get after the ball and force some young guards that really don't have a lot of varsity experience outside of a couple of kids. Force them to put the ball on the floor and some pressure.
Burdorf will step up, try to get her first point of the ball game. There she is, successful.
First foul of the second half.
First foul of the second half for the Eagles. And as we say at the buzzer hit, so that will be the final score. Underwood will be successful. Their first win of the year for Coach Van Fossen. They will take this down 37-27. Much needed first win for them. For Coach Weinrich and the Phillies, they will go to 0-2 as they head into their next game. Both teams playing tough on this one. Just unfortunate some unfortunate missed open shots for the Phillies, but all in all, both teams played pretty well. Not much balls went in the hoop, but they got to be happy about defenses at least.
Yeah, I thought both defenses played really well. I thought, the 50-50 ball game kind of ended up skewing towards the Eagles side. I thought Underwood played really well in the second half. Both teams were kind of choppy in the first half. Shenandoah really struggled until about the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, doing anything really offensively. And that's a credit to Underwood defensively and their game plan. But looking forward, Shenandoah's just got to find some kids that have confidence to make some shots. They got kids that can make shots, but when the lights turn on and there's people in the seats watching, it's a lot different than in a gym when nobody's guarding you.
first 3 minutes and last 3 minutes, Shenandoah really did pretty well. Just all that in between. They ended up with 27 points, so 6, 8, so 12. I would say they scored 15 points within, of 3 quarters pretty much, essentially.
Yep.
The middle 3 quarters, they scored about 15 total points. When it comes to the stats, we had Caroline Rogers leading the way for the Shenandoah Phillies with 12 points, 2 rebounds. Lene Green had 7 points, 8 rebounds, and Cassie Stevens had 6 points, 5 rebounds. When we flipped it over to the Underwood side of the ball, they had Kinsley Ferguson lead the way. She had 12 points, 6 rebounds. She had 9 and 5 last week, so she's improved her next game, 12 and 6. Elizabeth Jacobson ended up with 11 points, 5 rebounds. Corinne Trader, 3 points, 6 rebounds. So really, overall good effort on the Underwood side of things. Ends up with a victory, 37-27, 10-point victory for their first one of the year. Next up, we got the boys' side of things on this doubleheader. We've got about 13 minutes left, so let's go ahead and take a break, try to catch some interviews on my side of things, and we'll bring you the boys' action as the Shenandoah Mustangs will be taking on the Underwood Eagles right after these quick messages. All right, welcome back here. We are in Shenandoah in our second half of the girl-boy doubleheader, where we are watching the Shenandoah Mustangs host the Underwood Eagles. Unfortunately, I had to run around and get some interviews, so I didn't get the starting lineups for both squads. I'll try to do it on the fly, but we are watching the Underwood Eagles squad, who finished number 2 last year in the Western Iowa Conference. They had a record of 19-4. Head coach Brad Blum returning a couple of big players last year. Jack Van Fossen, first team All-Western Iowa Conference. Josh Ravlin, second team All-Western Iowa Conference. Big players coming back. Last year when these two squads faced, they were successful, winning 71-19. TJ, what can you say about last year's matchup?
Last year was a track meet, and if I'm Underwood, that's got to be the game plan. That's just how they play. They got a lot of athletes. If you watched them play football, if you watched them play basketball last year, this group, I mean, super athletic, very talented kids. You want to maximize the possessions, right? And I think they do a really good job of that. They'll pick Shenandoah up full court. They're going to make Shenandoah play maybe a little faster than they want to play. And if they can do that, it speeds Shenandoah up. I think you're going to see some turnovers and maybe a similar type of a game. But Shenandoah's got a lot of different pieces playing this year, different roles. They didn't graduate a lot of kids. They bring a lot of kids back, but they're also getting an influx of freshmen, sophomores that are going to be expected to contribute.
Trying to mix a little bit of oil and water when it comes to those juniors and seniors who have played together for a long time, and those freshmen and sophomores that have played together. But as they announce these starting lineups, we do have for the Underwood Eagles, number 24, Jack Van Fossen, averaged 13 points, 12 rebounds last year. Number 4, Mason Boothby, senior, 12 points, 3.5 assists, 60 steals last year, first in the conference for Western Iowa. Josh Ravlin, second teamer, like I said. He's a senior, averaged 10.8 points a game. Number 15, Owen Larson, who's a senior. Number 34, Luke Seidler, who is a senior. All seniors for the Underwood squad. When it flips over to Shenandoah, they will have number 0, Jade Spengler, number 4, Camden Lorimer, 30, Joey O'Rourke, number 14, Dalton Athan. Who am I missing? Number 10, Brody Burdorf. So that is the starting lineup for
a freshman, a sophomore,
Mustangs.
A junior,
yes.
And 2 seniors. Yeah.
So you're saying not 5 seniors?
No,
pretty much.
not 5 seniors. It'll be interesting. The Underwood backcourt for Shenandoah is going to be one of the best backcourts, if not the best backcourt they'll see all year.
Absolutely. Like you said, athletes.
Yep.
And even when we say that, Jade Spengler is one of those seniors for Shan, but this is only his second year of high school basketball. So, even as a senior, nonetheless, not a ton of just pure basketball experience. So we are underway here. Underwood gets the tip.
That really good drive by Seidler.
Seidler takes an aggressive drive.
But good job by Athan.
Athan meets him and doesn't let anything happen.
Shenandoah wants to play this game defensively in the half court. You can't let Underwood get out and run. Easier said than done. I'm aware of that. But they got to do a good job on the half court defense.
So Seidler does take that wing 3, and it is up and good.
A good drive and kick. And
a kick from Jack Van Fossen out to Seidler.
Early.
Athan does have that ball on the wing, kicks it over to Spengler. Spengler throws it over to Lorimer in the corner. Lorimer's going to take that open shot. Saw one step and took it. That's Camden Lorimer with an early 3, responding on the rebuttal.
Yeah, big shot for Lorimer. He's set to have a big year along with Spengler, both seniors.
Big man Seidler takes another one while Van Fossen comes up with that rebound, dribble drives, doesn't get it. Owen Larson comes out with an offensive rebound as well, but he gets unsuccessful on the up and good. Yeah, if Lorimer can get a little bit of confidence under his belt, find some quick shots, he might be able to do a little bit of a spark for these Mustangs. Burdorf tries to do something in the post, does nothing. Lorimer's just going to do a little bit of a heat check deep. Rebound by Owen Larson. Van Fossen.
Really good drive.
Van Fossen, the do-it-all guy last year for the Underwood Eagles, takes it on the good drive, gets fouled.
And Joey O'Rourke's a really good, the freshman for Shenandoah is a really good athlete. But Van Fossen just kind of put him in a blender right there. Just jab step to the left, dribble drive into the middle, and forced a foul on the help by Dalton Nathan.
Hey, maybe in 3 years, O'Rourke will be doing that to somebody else.
I'm sure he will be. He's a super, super, super good athlete, but this time Van Fossen won that. He won that exchange.
Van Fossen, the do-it-all senior for the Underwood Eagles. 13 points last year, 12 rebounds, and 3.5 assists a game. That is putting up stats, to say the least.
I'm a little surprised you're not seeing Underwood in the full court man-to-man and 2 half-court buckets for Shenandoah. You might see Underwood here in the near future flip to that full court, really trying to push the pace here.
Dalton Nathan on that bucket. Raveline tries to take it in, but he was met by a gang of Mustangs. They all went up straight, so they're just going to say that was a clean play. Out of bounds, they're going to give it to the Mustangs. 5-4, Mustangs lead. Early on in this contest, Spangler's kind of trying to pass Mason Boothby, the supreme athlete for the Underwood Eagles. Get it down low to Dalton Nathan once again, gets close to that line, but man, Nathan creates space, gets a good little shot.
That really, really good move. That's a physical move by Ethan in there. Wouldn't have made that move a couple years ago when he had to play as a true freshman on the varsity level here in the Hawkeye 10. That was a really good move by Ethan.
So even though he is only just a junior, he's got plenty of the experience. Oh, hands up would have helped the Mustangs there.
The flex offense is never a bad idea if you run it right.
I saw what we were watching before the girls' game was the JV reserves. They were trying to force that the flex play in for sure, as Mason Boothby with that early bucket. I'm definitely falling behind here on my assists for these players. There's been a lot of good passes, a lot of good ball movement. Spangler tries to drive in.
Yeah, that was probably the worst possession for Shenandoah so far. I mean, that one was a forced shot. Everything else has been really good in rhythm, and that's why they're in the ball game right
Brody
now.
Burdorf with the good on-ball defense there, stops it to create Spangler to get that interception.
Yeah, just keep running your stuff if you're Shenandoah. You're right here in the ball game. It's early. Just keep playing. Just run your stuff, get a good look.
Spangler gets that ball back up on the wing, resets it at the top of the key, picks up his dribble, gives it to Dalton out there, but I don't think that's where Dalton wants it. Gets a Lorimer on the side, back to Dalton on the block. See if the lefty can do something. Had Burdorf along that hole, but he went and took it and created a foul, so ended up being positive for the Mustangs there.
I think that may go on Van Fossen there.
I think so.
He's having a tough time dealing with Ethan down there on the block.
You can throw that weight around a little bit. First attempt is no good. Get our first couple subs here in the game.
We got Juan Cepeda and looks like Garrett Lutt in the ball game.
There we go. Garrett Lutt in the ball game. What else is he good at?
Everything. Everything I've seen him do so far.
As of right now, the Iowa baseball commit, but I don't know. I'd like to see if he gets some other options coming up. But on the other side, it is Juan Cepeda coming in for the Mustangs. Underwood getting good ball movement. Not being selfish so far. Lutt drives it in, but they're going to call a foul on the floor.
And that's a big foul for Shenandoah. I believe that's 2 on Ethan. Yeah, already. And Ethan's got 5 of the 8 points here for Shenandoah.
Underwood gets the ball from out of bounds, underneath the hoop. Lutt takes it up and strong.
Tried to get it
through.
Almost got a third foul.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised it didn't get called, but nonetheless, 2 points for Lutt. Makes it a tie ball game here in this first quarter. Spada tries to find O'Rourke at the top of the key. O'Rourke makes a little jab step. Freshman getting used to this high speed of what would have been 8th grade ball with him the last time he played ball in a real setting. Spangler resets. A little handoff to Lorimer. Lorimer tries to get a good drive, almost picked it up but didn't.
Yeah, he either got fouled or he carried it, but they didn't call either one.
Either one.
They let him play.
Same refs we had last game to let him play a little bit. Oh, and once again,
it was a really great play by Raveline. Raveline up in the air, had the had the foresight,
The
the
wherewithal.
wherewithal to just drop it down before his feet hit.
This is what I meant to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a really, really good play.
And that's where Underwood takes the lead, 10-8, 2:50 left. Coach Spiegel will take a timeout, trying to regather after these couple misfortune things. He didn't like that move by Raveling at all. Nonetheless, since he called a timeout, let's do it as well. Dusty Scahill, TJ Young on the call here. 2:51, 10-8 is the Underwood lead. We'll be back right after this. All right, welcome back here in Shenandoah. We are watching the Shenandoah Mustangs host the Underwood Eagles. It is a 10-8 Underwood lead at the moment. 2:45 left in the first quarter. So far, good, evenly matched battle so far. Spangler will take that three from the wing for the Mustangs. In and out, down with that rebound. Kicks it over to Boothby. Boothby finds a little bit of a step, so he'll take it, and it's good. Boothby, averaging 12 points last year, finds his 5th point of this ball game so far early on. I'm thinking for his senior year, he's going to want to step up big time.
But what you're seeing out of that timeout is the pressure cranked up by Underwood. They played half-court man-to-man, even on made shots. And that possession, you get the made three, and you get that full-court pressure, and you force a wild shot in the corner, and nearly a couple turnovers. And here come the Eagles.
Seidler gets it fast ahead to Van Fossen. He drives and is fouled. Foul will be called on Juan Cepeda. That'll be his first. Team's third of the quarter. New rule this year when it comes to high school basketball, you get 5 fouls per quarter. And nonetheless, if it's 5, you get 2 shots. No more 1-and-1 situations anymore.
Thank goodness.
Number 12, Gage Heron, comes in for the Mustangs.
The fouls reset every quarter. Love it. Makes long games even longer. You know what I mean? So this will be good. Keep the games a little shorter.
Oh, I miss it. Seth Zwickel also in the ball game for the Mustangs, senior guard. Juan Cepeda tries to drive, but he has it taken away by Seidler. Seidler's going to drive, take it all the way himself. Finger roll is no good. Cepeda ends up with that rebound. Mustangs get back to it. Spangler tries to match the speed. Gage Heron flips it over to Lorimer. Lorimer kind of holds the ball, lets everyone regather. Seth Zwickel does the complete regather and puts it over the top, but Mason Boothby picks it off. And it's up and good, and Boothby's going to pick him up right there, too, to do this full-court press. Mason Boothby picks it off. Not the first time that's been said in this 2023 sports season. Seth Zwickel tries to force it into Cepeda, who I'm not sure was ready. He wasn't cutting at that same time.
Yeah, again, that's just the pressure kind of messes with your brain a little bit. I mean, that was a 0% completion pass right there.
Gonna get
just back it out and reset. You got it across half court, you won, right?
Yep. Sometimes pressure doesn't mean we're going to create steals. Sometimes that just means to get you out of your rhythm, get your wheels spinning a little bit too much.
And that was Luke Judson just came into the game. He got called for a foul. He's a tall drink of water, that Judson. He's 6'8".
6'8".
Man. Stand by him, and he'll tell you when it's going to rain. That's the guy right there.
Like Judson with his first foul of the game. Judson is a senior for the Eagles. Spade second up for his second attempt on this. That is up and good. So the score is 15-9. Eagles over the Shenandoah Mustangs. One of the rare, so far, half-court sets the Eagles are going to try to run, because so far it's been a lot of dribble driving and being successful. They found Lutt in the corner. Lutt's going to take baseline. He sees the opening, going to take it. Cepeda steps up. Aggressive enough.
It wasn't a bad take.
It wasn't a bad take, but Cepeda didn't let him just have that. Oh, he didn't give it up.
Yeah, good offense, good defense. It's kind of worked out.
Don't care if you're a D1 athlete. I'm not going to let you get that layup. And Mason Boothby gets the tip, leads the steal for Seidler. Seidler drives it in, gets the and one. Seidler so far has impressed me.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about that kid coming in, but, man, so far he's a pretty good ball player.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. And, again, Underwood, after that timeout by Coach Spiegel for Shenandoah, they ramp up the pressure. And it's not a crazy press. It's a three-quarter court 1-2-2, right? Just kind of a tempo press, trying to get you to pass over arms, slow you down, force you into passing lane turnovers, right? And that's what they've been getting. And now they've doubled up Shenandoah here.
Kind of knowing what athletes you have. Brad Blum, coach of the Eagles. This is the pressure we're going to give because that's the athletes we have. And then, hey, it's not bad to have pressure than have a 6'8" Luke Judson at the back end to just protect your basket.
Yeah, and Shenandoah putting Ethan in with 2 fouls here. That's a nice block on the back end by Ravlin. Boothby.
Cepeda ends up with it there. Lorimer's going to take a drive. Going to call a ball on the floor, a foul. Might go against 34 Seidler.
But
they're going to call Boothby on that one on the reach-in.
Underwood has done a really good job the second half of this first quarter, speeding up Shenandoah. You can see the tempo is starting to strain Shenandoah a little bit. They just got to settle down. They played really well the first 4 minutes here of this opening quarter. Just got to find that again here as this game wears on.
Joey O'Rourke will be the one at the top of the key. Man, they're really darting for him. They are aggressive on D, that is for sure. Mustangs are figuring this out. They got to be a little more crisp with their passes, know where they're going. Lorimer takes a dribble drive at the buzzer, ends up with nothing. So that is where we're at. It will be a 17-9 end of first quarter score. And that's where we are at currently. So we are going to take a quick break as the first quarter will be back right after these messages.
Pella Corporation in Shenandoah is growing. Pella is a family-owned company and has a strong heritage that started in 1925. Pella offers a strong benefit package, competitive wages, quarterly bonuses, profit sharing, and more. Pella has a decreased overtime schedule. You'll never work on Sundays, and you will have at least 2 Saturdays off each month to spend more time with your family. Go to careers.pella.com to see what jobs are available and apply today. Experience is not necessary, as Pella will provide training. Pella is an equal opportunity employer.
From large projects to daily tasks, we can help at Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah. This is Josh, and we pride ourselves on quality products, knowledge, and service. We're always available for advice on the projects that take years to design or the issues that need fixed in a hurry. And we offer free estimates on anything and everything you need to complete both. When you have a demand, we offer the supply. Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah.
All right, welcome back here to Shenandoah. You're listening to the KMA live video stream. We're watching the visiting Underwood Eagles take on the Shenandoah Mustangs. We got a first quarter score of 18-9. 18-9, Underwood leading Shenandoah trying to get a little bit of a rhythm back on offense. Started the game pretty strong, pretty controlled. Got some Dalton Ethan, post-ups that worked out pretty well, but Underwood not letting them get that as that first quarter went on. And right there, they tried to get the ball to Ethan, and 2 very strong Underwood players kind of overpowered him.
That's a really tough pass, too. I mean, it was kind of open, but that's Ethan's a 1.5 feet up above the block, and you try to lob it up underneath. That's tough. That's a tough ask for Ethan to make that catch.
Even if he was going to catch it, what could he have done with it? Ravlin had a good look from the baseline, but it goes in and out. Eagles pick him up at half court once again. Heavy pressure on those corners. Spangler dribbles, picks up his dribble, and that's exactly what the Underwood Eagles want him to do. Coach Brad Blum is sitting back with his legs crossed. He's liking how things are going so far. Ethan does a little step back three-pointer, though.
That kid's keeping him in the game. He's keeping him in the game.
8 of Shenandoah's 12 points. Other than the Lorimer three-pointer, that's all the Mustangs have. That was a little bit of a travel. Yep. Yeah, a little jab step, wrong step, pivot foot.
So, when you think about it, as bad as the last 3 minutes of that first quarter was, Shenandoah is down by 6 points right now against a rated team in Class 1A. right? And they're probably going to be a team that's in it right to the very end as far as getting to the state tournament. Like, they just got to take care of the ball, unlike right there.
Just got to take care of it. Blum tries, Berdorf tries to stop it there.
Probably got away with basket interference there, did Van Fossen, but he did get away with it. They'll count the points.
Once again, Underwood ramps up the pressure, makes it hard for the Mustangs.
That'll be the third foul maybe on Athan. It's possible.
If it is.
Yeah.
That's going to be.
Yeah, and that was actually a problem last year for Athan. He was in foul trouble a lot. As valuable as it seems like he's going to be offensively, I mean, he's really got to be just a little bit more aware of where he's at. Hey, give it up, right? You'd rather give up 2 points than have to sit for the last 6:30 of the first half.
So Athan will take a seat. Cole Graham will fill in for him. That's Cole Graham's first action of the game.
Yeah, super good athlete is Graham, part of a state champion relay team this last year.
Shenandoah already early on going 10 deep when it comes to their players playing.
And, I think you're going to see that. You might even see another one or two guys get in there because there's a couple of guys that are still sitting on the bench with their warm-up shirts on that played a little bit last year too, so they could probably go 11, 12 deep if they really needed to.
Owen Larson steps up to the line. Foul on Joey O'Rourke on that last one. No good on the first attempt. Larson is 6'5", forward, senior for the Eagles. No good on the second attempt, and O'Rourke with a good box out of the shooter comes up with the rebound. Spengler trying to set up that offense. Sets it up and then ends up doing no passes, just a dribble drive shot. I'm not sure if that's what they're doing. Man, these Eagles are fast. They attack that ball. Spengler shoots a three-pointer from the wing. Van Fossen ends up with that rebound, kicks it over to Ravelin. Oh, has a nice block by Berdorf. Gets just enough of that ball to deflect it off. Spengler tries to drive and gets nothing of it on that fast break. Owen Larson comes up with that rebound, but then loses it back out to Spengler. Spengler gets definitely fouled there. Foul will go on Garrett Lutt.
That was a fun last about 35 seconds of basketball there. A lot of back and forth, two fast break defense blocks, loose ball, and then kind of wild shots, and then you get a foul. Chance to reset here.
When it comes to play-by-play, I was only explained about 10% of it because so many things were going on. Spengler steps up, misses his first end of this two-shot foul attempt.
That's why you like the video stream, so they can see it too.
You saw it. You don't.
I don't need to tell you.
I'm essentially useless, especially when Underwood's going so fast. I can't tell who's darting in, getting a steal, who gets a hand on what. But as we speak, Spengler does step up to get his second shot, and it is up and good. Spengler's first points of the game. It is a 20-13 Underwood lead. Seidler tries to make a drive, but Cole Graham does not let him go by. Van Fossen passes over. Boothby open for a three. Boothby no good. Spengler down with the rebound. Shenandoah's back, get an attempt to try to chip away at this lead. Their leading scorer, Dalton Athan, is on the bench, unfortunately, for the Mustangs. Spengler gets his feet tangled up, ends up going to the ground. Might have just twisted an ankle. That never feels good for the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, just kind of an unfortunate deal there, but he looks like he'll check out. And Camden Lormer's going to check back in. Hopefully it's just a tweak, and he can get right back in there. This has been a pretty competitive basketball game.
Definitely a good matchup so far for sure. Those young guns of the Mustangs are trying to keep them in it. The experience of Underwood so far has come through with their pressure and their speed. Ravelin with that pump fake, drives in, kicks it off to Seidler. Seidler's trying to find Larson deep, does. That's a good catch and put up by Owen Larson there.
It's a great catch, but probably a better find. You see the big man getting guarded by Zwickel, who's 6 foot tall against 6'5". Just throw it up, right? Well, that's just smart play.
Zwickel got high heels on. I didn't know he was 6 foot tall.
5'11"? I don't know. I don't know.
nonetheless, it's nice to know you have that athlete of Owen Larson. You can throw it up in here. You go get it. 22-13, 4 minutes left in this first half. Underwood
here's
leading.
That flex. There it is.
There it is. Coach T.J. Young calls it. That was pretty.
Beautiful.
That was just pretty.
They've run the flex set twice, and they got a wide open layup and a wide open three. I mean, that's a beautiful play when it's executed well.
For Mason Boothby, I gave a lot of his stats earlier. He also had a 2-to-1 turnover ratio last year, which just means that's a smart player overall. So as that timeout from Coach Spiegel goes, it's 25-13. Underwood leading Shenandoah. 3:49 left in the first half. We'll be right back after this with your KMA live stream.
I always was fascinated with working on vehicles ever since I was a little kid. I went to college for it, and it's just fun. To me, it's like an adult with a puzzle. When you can take the vehicles apart and you put them back together. The most rewarding thing about our business is just having customers be happy when they leave. It's everything. If you have people leave and they're unhappy, you have no business.
All right, welcome back. We are here in Shenandoah as we watch the Underwood Eagles getting hosted by the Shenandoah Mustangs. So far in this first half, we got 3:49 left in the first half. 25-13. Underwood Eagles are in the lead, kind of ramping up their D while they're ramping up this lead so far. They're kind of exposing the youth of the Shenandoah Mustangs with their tremendous speed, tremendous pressure, tremendous basketball IQ. All of it is kind of fitting together to create this 12-point lead.
Yeah, and I don't think that Shenandoah is playing poorly. I think Shenandoah is actually playing fairly well. Underwood is just kind of out-athleting them right now, and they're out-executing them in the half court a little bit. Shenandoah is right in the down 12. Sounds crazy to say you're right in the ball game, but you're not out of the ball game, right? You just got to keep taking care of the basketball, and you can chip away and stay in this thing.
They do have weapons, if they can get those guys some open shots. But right when I say that, Ravelin takes the ball from Lorimer. He's going to call a carry on this one, actually. Kind of caught it on his hip, I think, maybe.
I don't even think that's a carry. I think he just traveled.
Nonetheless, the ref said, hey, that's not legal.
It was a violation of some sort.
Something didn't look right. And another interception for the Underwood Eagles. Goes up and in.
You can't, against that 1-2-2 or 1-2-1-1 or however they're going to call it, you really want to kind of have, the pressure release, two on the side and a guy in the middle, and you don't want to force it, right? Like, somebody's always going to be open because it's three guys guarding four. Throwing overhands isn't always great.
Can't have those anticipated passes for sure. Got to do some ball fakes.
Yep.
Get defenders moving to create some space.
What do the old coaches say? Fake a pass to make a pass.
There we go.
Right?
O'Rourke open on that three-point line is no good. Cepeda ends up with that rebound, up and no good again. And those quick hands of the Underwood Eagles get up with it. Ravelin to Boothby, back to Ravelin, and no good. Quick pace of play here for sure. Lorimer comes down, has three Eagles on him. Zwickel tries to get it into Graham. Graham's going to look for a post pattern, but man, Van Fossen was there to deny it. Boothby drives hard, gets a nice little drive, but ends up unsuccessful. Zwickel down with the rebound. Pace of play is very quick here. Fun to watch for sure. Lorimer goes up with a dribble drive and good. It's Lorimer's 5th point of the game.
Yeah, made something out of what could have been disaster. Split the double and ended up getting into an advantage situation. But again, you got to play defense on the back end, and Zwickel not rebounding or boxing out on the back side, and gets Judson, who's clearly got a height advantage there. Underwood definitely first to contact here on the glass there on that possession.
Underwood for sure with these good drives, just unsuccessful yet. Those probably going to go down soon enough because they're definitely getting in there with some clean looks.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is Underwood's cleanest game. They've missed a lot of open shots. They've missed a lot of layups. It could be worse than it is. But again, for Shenandoah, down by 12. We said it after the last timeout. You're only down by 12. You're not getting blown out of the gym, right? You're in the ball game. You just got to take care of the ball, and sometimes good things will happen. Just take care of the ball.
2 misses from Judson. Steal by Spangler. Nice little step-through move, but just can't get it quite to convert. I guess we didn't mention so far that with this being a boys varsity game, these are both these teams' first game of the year.
Yep.
So both teams got first game jitters, first half jitters.
And also for Underwood, they've had a little bit less practice because they were playing all the way up to
that's right.
Till the final 4.
10 days ago.
Yep. It's a 2-shot foul, and from here on out, last 2 minutes of this half, Underwood in the bonus.
Foul on the floor. That's still going to end up with 2 shots. That was a second foul call on Cole Graham. Sophomore forward for the Mustangs with 2. Judson up and good on that one. Gage Heron tries to get there, but there's so many hands. There's 4 Eagles there to get it. Raveling, give and go, little move, but unsuccessful. Once again, they got good looks, but not there. Boothby gets an open look, and he does convert. Such quick pace of play, I can't even tell who got that assist at all because there's so many Underwood Eagles flying all over the court. Zwickel 4-3 from the wing. Nice look and hits it. 3 points for Zwickel there. Senior guard for the Stangs.
Yeah, you break the press and then you get a number situation, you knock a shot down. You're just kind of hanging in there, and the longer you do that, you got a chance.
Got to create some doubt for these Underwood Eagles. Raveling drives, finds nobody, but does get kicked out to Van Foss, and he makes a nice dribble drive, misses. Once again, a nice clean drive, gets a decent look, and just not in.
The most interesting part about this game is the difference in these teams in their paint touches.
Yeah.
That's super kind of fun for me, just sitting back and watching. As there's a clock malfunction, they'll get it set up. No need to panic. First game for everybody, right?
Yeah, there we go.
But just as you're watching at home or as we're watching up here, just kind of watch the difference in these teams in as far as dribble driving and getting paint touches with the ball, right? Just kind of see how that helps create offense for others or yourself. It's kind of fun to watch that Underwood offense do that.
And a good number of Underwood's paint touches, just them driving and getting in the paint all on their own, own athletic big bodies. Cole Graham into Zwickel. Yeah. Oh, man, good look. Just couldn't quite convert. That's a tough play for a guard to make, but they almost got that nice little scramble move for him. Van Fossen throws it over to Boothby. Boothby finds a nice in-rhythm 3. And Boothby, what does he do with an in-rhythm 3?
Boothby
he nails
says,
it.
Who needs a paint touch? Who needs a paint touch?
I believe that is Boothby's 3rd 3 of this first half. Cole Graham with a nice little post move. 2 points there for the sophomore.
And they got an official's timeout there.
Looks like Spangler might have been a little dinged up. Ref's just making sure he's all good to go.
And shot clock is off.
Spangler's like, you should have seen my football game versus Underwood. You think I'm hurt now?
He's a tough kid.
Very tough kid. Less grass stains on this jersey.
Just floor burns, right?
17 seconds left in this first half. Underwood with the 14-point lead. They're going to take it down to that final shot. Raveling. Maybe they won't. Raveling gets a nice little drive. Raveling 4-3, no good. So they won't get the last shot of the half.
Yeah, now you got an opportunity, but again, Underwood's going to bring some pressure, so take care of the ball. Don't give up a cheapie.
Yeah, they're going to make sure you don't get an easy 4-second shot here. Zwickel gets it full court to go. Finds Spangler. He's got to do a half-court heave. He heaves it up. Finds nothing. So that is what our first half score will end. 34-20. Underwood was leading by 14. As we got a lot going on this first half, let's just go ahead and take a break. And when we get to the end of this halftime, we'll do a nice little recap for you. TJ Young, Dusty Scahill on the call for KMA live stream. We'll be back.
It's time to be you at Iowa Western. Apply today.
All right, welcome back here to Shenandoah. Getting ready to kick off that second half. We do have a score of 34-20. The Underwood Eagles are leading the Shenandoah Mustangs. Pretty hard-fought first half so far. I mean, kind of apparent that the Underwood Eagles are very athletic. They're very fast. They're very disciplined. They're very experienced. Rated in 1A. Won by it was 50 points last year in this same game. So that's where the Shenandoah Mustangs got to be at least trying to draw some silver lining. They're only down 14 when they could easily be down 30 or so when, if it's just pen to paper. But that's where we are kicking off this second half. Let's see what coaches made adjustments here.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. First half was pretty competitive. Both teams probably left a little bit on the floor. We'll see what they can clean up here in the second half.
So as Underwood's in this half-court set, they're moving the ball down as quickly as possible. I've seen about 5 passes and no dribbles. And that moment, they do have one effective dribble. Seidler kicks it in to Owen Larson for 2. So that is how the Underwood Eagles start that second half with a great offensive possession. Tons of ball movement. Couple effective dribbles by one player. Get it into your big man, Owen Larson. Boom, 2 points, extend this lead.
Just a grown-up possession. I mean, that's just kind of what it was, right? Just not a bunch of kids out there playing ball, just a grown-up possession, swinging the ball back and forth. And now a 3 in transition, no good, but backside rebound, nobody home.
Pretty much a pass. There we go. They got Boothby there for his rebound and 2 more of his big old extended lead of 19 points so far, leading all scorers by quite a margin.
Yeah, and here's your adjustment for Underwood. Kind of things to work on is a 1-3-1 zone. They're coming out. They were man-to-man the whole first half. 1-3-1 zone, and Shenandoah is able to attack it here the second time.
Ethan with a nice little dribble drive, dips it off to Joey O'Rourke. He takes a nice aggressive move up, and he gets fouled. So he will take his first 2 free throws attempts of the ball game. In and out for the young freshman, trying to get... Let's see here. Yeah, he's still trying to get his first points of the ball game of his young high school career. Second attempt is up and good. Nice little adjustment from the freshman. First of many points, hopefully, for Joey O'Rourke in his career. 38-21. Underwood with the lead. Seidler on that wing. Sends it over to Boothby. Boothby finds Larson on a nice, crisp pass.
And they've attacked 8th and back-to-back half-court possessions, knowing he's got 3 fouls. Put some size on him, get it inside, and you're either going to get a foul or you're going to get a shot.
Spangler with that baseline three-pointer. They kind of left him open. They almost raffled and stayed back on 8th, and instead of coming out to challenge Spangler. And Seidler with the 2.5 steps, I'm going to call it.
That's a little up and under. That's the old man move, right? I love it.
Nonetheless, they didn't call it, so that's going to be a 2-pointer for Seidler. Nice little move, I guess. Lorimer kicks it into Burdorf. Burdorf a little too deep, double-teamed. And even though he's double-teamed, they got someone covering the guy he can kick it out to. That's how good their defense is. They're not going to give you any room to breathe. So
timeout here for Shenandoah.
Taking out a timeout, 42-21, 21-point lead for Underwood. We will be right back after this. You're watching the KMA live stream of Shenandoah versus Underwood.
Ignite is a creative and flexible learning opportunity of the Shenandoah Community School District. Through Ignite, students and families can perfectly tailor an educational system that matches their own individual needs. So you might be wondering, who's Ignite for?
My name is Caitlin Widger, and I am a hybrid student with Ignite.
I'm Camden Vesley, and I'm an Ignite student.
I am Alex Frazee, and I am a hybrid student that has the opportunity to take Ignite courses.
Ignite is flexible, accessible, and inclusive of all students K through 12. So the only question is Ignite right for you?
2 seconds.
Find a different shot.
You're good.
All right, welcome back here in Shenandoah. We're watching the Underwood Eagles take on the Shenandoah Mustangs. 42-21. Underwood has the lead. As we're coming out of the timeout, Mustangs are going to try to set up something. Underwood stays in that 1-3-1 zone. Even though it's a zone, they are still aggressive with it. Dalton Nathan with a nice little elbow shot.
You know, and he's probably only played like 4 minutes.
4 minutes, 10 points.
Yeah, he's got 10 points. And there's his 4th foul.
Maybe they'll call it on Lorimer.
I don't think so. Yeah, you got to stay on the floor.
Yeah.
another coaching adage is your best ability is availability, right? I mean,
yes.
You got to be on the floor.
So it'll be Owen Larson stepping up to take the first of 2 shots. Misses on that first one, so Cepeda and Graham will come in for Athan and Burdorf. Kind of subbing out these post players, trying to get a new body on Owen Larson because he's been pretty effective so far in the second half, getting the ball deep.
Yeah, and Cepeda's done a really nice job off the bench. Undersized height-wise, but he's a physical kid.
Nice big body, yeah.
Does a good job.
And he gets that rebound right now as we speak.
We spoke it into existence.
Yeah, there we go. Lorimer tries to take a dribble drive, but Mason Boothby is there to cause the jump ball. Possession will retain with the Mustangs.
Yeah, hard to split doubles against veteran kids, right? The jump stop, splitting the double. It might work against some younger kids. It's hard to work against juniors and seniors. They do a pretty good job.
And Boothby's got that long, lengthy arms. Ones that the KMA Football Athlete of the Year would have. So Lorimer there finds a nice open wing shot, gets his second 3 of the game. Underwood responds as quickly as possible, gets an open shot, but Spangler will end up with that rebound. Shenandoah comes back, trying to cut away at that lead. 5 minutes left in this third quarter. O'Rourke takes a nice hard drive, creates something, gets that 1-3-1 to move at least. Cepeda battles with it, gets that rebound, kicks it to Spangler. Spangler misses once again. Underwood will come back, push that ball, push the issue. One quick drive, one more pass, gets a nice little swing pass. Seidler, that was all just good basketball.
Beautiful.
Holy moly, that was good.
Yeah, that was pretty.
They were doing exactly what you should. Get a nice effective dribble, find someone open in the corner. One more swing pass, that's an open shot. Cepeda tries to get that kick out to Spangler. Unfortunately, cannot handle it. Turnover once again for the Mustangs. Zwickel will come in, trying to get a new body in. We got to find something on the rhythm for the Mustangs. Frustration starting to set in. I'm guessing the Eagles can smell blood in the water if that's the case. Lute kicks it out to Seidler. Seidler gets a little nice effective drive. Lute ends up with that offensive rebound. Kicks it back out. They'll reset. Probably get another nice offensive possession here and get another good, solid, effective shot. Although Shenandoah's trying to get him out of sorts, they're doing their best. And Fossen kicks it back to the big man in the middle, but he cannot get it to go down.
Really good look, good dribble drive.
Good look. Judson just couldn't get it to go down.
Yep.
Cepeda ends up with that loose ball, drives it in, but they're going to say Judson defends it. It's a block off of the Eagles, so Mustangs will get the ball underneath the basket.
Yeah, this zone defense for Underwood has definitely caused Shenandoah to kind of pause and think a little bit more. They were playing a little bit more in the first half, and now they're thinking a lot more because there's multiple blue jerseys right in their face at all times, which, again, that's a good zone defense.
1-3-1 as they come down. When they take it out of bounds, it's a 2-3, so it's another thing to think about. Nice cross-section here, but Seidler misses it, does follow his rebound, so that causes someone to have to box him out, and Boothby ends up with the rebound. Get it down low to the big guy, Judson. They're going to call a timeout as that ball was loose. I'll say Underwood had possession. They'll call a timeout, so we will take a timeout as well. 3:05 left, 45-26, Underwood over Shan. We'll be back right after this. All right, welcome back as we come back to the action of this game. It is 45-26, 19-point lead for the Underwood Eagles. They are currently going to take the ball from under the hoop. And Fossen kicks out to Seidler. Nice little set play.
Beautiful paint touch, kick out. The drive, the kick out, you force the help. And again, just kind of adult basketball, right?
Seidler's 14th
really
point
play.
of the game. That's absolutely right. I mean, these seniors, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seniors, I believe, that have seen the court so far, junior and a sophomore otherwise. Played together for a long time, that's for sure. And it's very apparent as they have taken this lead to 22 points. Even when they didn't have to go be aggressive and save it, they went ahead and did so. Whew. Not a back and forth on Shen. That's all right. Saying it was a loose ball situation. Lorimer kicks it to Cepeda, finds Heron in the corner. Heron puts it up at no good. Van Fossen on the rebound. Jack Van Fossen, son of head coach Andy Van Fossen of the women's team. Seidler takes another nice drive. Man, that's Seidler. He likes to take nice, aggressive drives to the hoop. They've been successful more times than not tonight.
Yeah, and they're just really just extending the lead now back into the man-to-man, and Shenandoah has a good set. Probably got fouled right there.
Nice cut. Heron comes up incomplete. Boothby thinks about it, resets, drives, dribbles, does not get it to fall. Cepeda with the rebound. Shenandoah trying to push things. O'Rourke, nice dribble up the middle. Kicks it back out to Lorimer. Nice creation there. Comes up with nothing, but it's still a good shot. Van Fossen on the rebound. Lorimer with the steal there for the Mustangs. He's going to try to create all by himself. Not very many bodies there to help him out. Van Fossen gets a block. He calls for the rest because he's been hustling so much. Couple new bodies in for Underwood. Even though they get a couple new bodies when they come in, I'm going, man, that guy's already had a good game, and he's coming in fresh.
Yeah, they're super deep. I mean, you had mentioned Shenandoah's played 10 already. I mean, I'd say Underwood's probably played 9 or 10 as well.
7.
They've only played
I think they're at 7.
They come at you in waves.
Yes. It's been 3 or 4 at a time. So Lute brings the ball up. Not sure that's exactly what Coach Blum wants, but nonetheless, he's such an athlete, he can do so. Gets it into Judson. Judson kicks it out to Larson. Man, they have Judson and Larson in at the same time. 6'8" and 6'5" for the Eagles. Seidler tries to drive in, but Zwickle kind of body checks him, gets a foul on that play. 35 seconds left in this third quarter. That's Zwickle's second.
Yeah, you get all that size in there, but then you still got some dynamic guards in Ravlin and Lutt. And then you also have Seidler, who's had a wonderful game.
Lutt's the third tallest out there. Damn, he's 6'3", isn't he? My goodness.
Yeah.
Big 1A team for these Eagles. Who came down with that point right there?
That was Ravlin.
Ravlin with that drive. I saw someone dribble drive, and I looked down.
Rebound and the shot.
All right, I'll mark him down for a rebound too. Might as well.
Doubling up the Mustangs. Shot clock off. Shenandoah can hold for the last.
Zwickle tries to find something. Graham tries to create, but that big body of Justin in front of him. Lorimer finds one on the edge. Graham gets that good offensive rebound. Tries to go straight up aggressively. Good on the youngster there for getting the rebound and not being afraid to grow up strong.
Again, Judson's probably one of those, like, you're penalized there for being tall. It probably got a lot of ball, but when you're 6'8", going up against the 6'2", you kind of swallowed the ball there, and you end up getting the foul called, and Shenandoah going to the line for 2.
Graham hits that first one. His third point of the game. Brody Burdorf comes in. We're getting a couple new guys for Shan to come in. So I think they're at 12, 13 people in so far. All new bodies. Everyone for the varsity team has come in so far. 4 seconds left. Might as well get them in. No one get silly fouls.
Yeah, they had 6 out there. Now they got it figured out.
A little extra rest.
Burdorf, Heron, Graham, Johnson, and I always forget his name, and I should.
Twyman.
Twyman.
That's a girls' team.
No. Logan Twyman's in the game.
There we go.
That counts.
Ravlin in.
Yep. Doubling up Shenandoah.
So what do you see here? Let's do some quick math. That is a 20-7 third quarter for Underwood. So that is the end of the third quarter, 54-27, doubling them up, 27-point lead. Underwood over Shenandoah. We'll be back with this last fourth quarter action right after this. You are listening to Dusty Scale, TJ Young on the KMA live stream.
so many ways that I think Iowa has helped, but I think most importantly to us, it's continuing to engage with us.
When we came together, we both felt like we would bring a couple things from our past into the present, and that one of those was their Courage on the Court event.
Hold on.
Here it is. This is where my passion is my major.
With more than 80 areas of study, dozens of clubs and activities to choose from, and advisors who ask the right questions and offer support, it's easy to be you at Iowa Western.
Players.
Yeah. All right, welcome back here as our fourth quarter action is getting underway. 27-point lead for the Underwood Eagles over the home team, Shenandoah Mustangs. As Shenandoah is trying to, chip away at this lead, get some learning. This is everyone's first game of the year, both teams. Everyone's learning experience, especially for this young Mustang squad. But, man, they got something up against them now as Underwood comes out with just their starters are still in. Not to say they shouldn't be because it's their first game too, but, man, that's just such a tough road to face for these young Mustangs.
And you know what? Again, it's just the difference between a veteran team and a team that's still kind of figuring out. Van Fossen, very first play of the game, Dalton Nathan in the game with 4 fouls. He immediately, one dribble drives right at him and forces Nathan to make a decision. It didn't work out, but they kept the ball. It's just a super smart basketball team, which we all knew.
Boothby finds a wing shot, no good. Spengler down the rebound. The lead is still 27, but there's been about 4, 5, 6 really good drives. Brody,
nice
Burdorf there with a drive and a make. But 6 or 7 good drives for the Eagles that were just great basketball plays, just didn't find the hoop. So it could be even worse, really.
And again, the exact 2 plays in a row, Ethan with 4 fouls, immediately right in there, 2 dribbles, go right up. Just, again, super smart.
As that tough task of having to guard big Owen Larson.
Yep.
And Ethan not being in the ballgame much is probably trying to force the action a little bit too. Boothby gets that go-ahead, gets the and one on Camden Lorimer. That is Boothby's 21st point of the ballgame.
Yeah, and it's been like a really weird, quiet 21.
Yeah.
I think it's just you got a lot of dynamic kids around him. Anybody and everybody with the ball can score, and you don't notice it, and maybe that's a bad thing to say, but like he's a super talented player and a super talented athlete, but he's surrounded by a bunch of super talented athletes.
So not to take too much away from the action that's going to go on. So as it's going on, I'll say Lorimer goes in for a drive, but I kind of want to touch on something here. So I got Boothby 21, Ravlin 8, Larson 8, Seidler 16, and the starter that leaves out, Jack Van Fossen, who averaged 13 points and 12 rebounds last year.
Well, we just had a beautiful dime and then a steal and a run out, back-to-back, just beautiful possessions.
Who's the one that made it before so I can keep my stats right?
That was Larson and made the bucket.
So now, such balanced, offense, and they're not even using their most effective offensive weapon. It's just, it's only tremendous to say that how good these Underwood Eagles have been tonight as the game has gone on.
Well, and I think if you're Underwood too, and anybody that plays Underwood in the WIC that plays them once or twice, 3 times if they have a tournament, right? Like any given night, anybody can have their, it's Ravlin's night tonight. It's Seidler's night tonight.
Seidler's night tonight for sure. 16 points.
It might be Van Fossen's night tomorrow night. It might be, Lutz's night. It's just kind of anybody and everybody's got a shot.
I'm going to say no doubt in my mind Van Fossen will have his night coming up soon. It won't always be him being the facilitator and the rebounder. Now we are in the running clock situation. 35-point lead for the Underwood Eagles. 5 minutes left in this ballgame, and it will not go back to normal clock until they get it back down to 25 points. So I think we will be in a running clock situation for a bit. Ravlin gets a nice little off-ball thing, and Ravlin gets that 2 points in. He has jumped up quick. He's scored about, 7 quick points.
They have exploded in the last 2.5 minutes.
Yep. Kind of the shift on really, what's the whole game's been going on. Shan's been able to find that loose ball, hit that open shot every once in a while, get that rebound. But in that, like you said, last 2.5 minutes, those screws have been completely tightened by Underwood. 37-point lead, 68-31, 5.5 left. See if we can get some quick stats on the line here for you. As I was trying to mention as the play was going on, Boothby leads the way in scoring. Mason Boothby Sr., 23 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Ravelin has 13 points, 7 quick points, I think, here lately. Owen Larson, the big post form, has 10 points, 3 rebounds. And Luke Seidler has 16 points. Well-balanced scoring. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you got some newbies in there.
All new guys. Well, I guess I shouldn't say all new. They got Judson and Lutt has been in there for the rest of the game. But those other 3 are brand new guys. Let's see here. Let's get some names out there for them. Number 10, Ethan Reinecke. 14, Maxwell Tiarks. And 12, Connor Brummett in for the Underwood Eagles. Cepeda tries to do a little hesitation drive. Up and no good. Cepeda gets his own rebound. Gage Heron with a nice little drive goes up against Judson, gets a foul call. Gage Heron trying to find his first points of the ball game. Senior guard slash forward, senior wingman for the Mustangs. First shot is up and no good. 68-31, 5:03.
And the clock shouldn't be stopped.
Okay, I was wondering
but maybe
there are certain situations.
Maybe it's stopping on free throws. I don't know. But as far as I'm aware with the running clock situation, it's on timeouts or injuries. But it started right up. So maybe it does stop on
right.
Free throws. I don't know.
Heron up and good for that free throw attempt.
We'll just say they know what they're doing. Mr. Burdorf's down there.
I was just going to say he is right there.
He's right there. He's going to let them know. Good drive by Tarks. And then a good steal.
Oh, man, good steal. I looked down.
Brummett had a
steal by Brummett.
Good steal, just missed it.
Graham finds Aiden Johnson down low, but cannot come up with it. Brummett bringing it up for the Eagles. Kicks it over to Manuel Rogers. Man, their 9th guy off the floor is a 6'5" junior. Bodies that Shenandoah wishes they had.
That's good. And Shenandoah's got some size too. Just their 12th guy off the bench is maybe 6'5".
Right. Tarks, the definite football player, had a good year, as all the Underwood Eagles did. Brummett kicks it over to Reinecke.
Somebody opened a door.
A little wind blowing there.
Hey, it's a good shot.
Bringing in another man, Carter Forbush will come in.
Can't make any if you don't shoot them.
Exactly. It's my time. These are the Dusty Scahill minutes. Aiden Johnson's on the wing for the Mustangs. Kicked it over to Cole Graham. Cole Graham's trying to find someone. It was Zwickel is open. He's hit one earlier online, but it is no good. Heron comes up with that offensive rebound. Heron tries to go up strong on a little bit of a fadeaway, though. Zwickel ends up with that offensive rebound. Ball's loose everywhere. They're going to call a foul on Underwood underneath. Shan will take it out once again. 3 minutes left in this ball game. Zwickel will take it out. Heron ends up with it. Over to Cepeda on the wing. Nice cut by Johnson. Johnson kicks it to Graham on the short corner. Nice little ball movement from these.
Yeah, difference in the teams, though.
The youngsters.
Really good drive, really good kick, but the guy that got the ball kicked to him wasn't ready for it, right? Like you got to be ready for that shot. As there's a really good drive and score there from Underwood. It looked like that was Carter Forbush for the deuce. Got a substitution timeout, so O'Rourke's going to come back in. You're going to get Twyman back in and Eli Cameron back in, and then Tayden Hull will be checking in for Underwood, and then also number 22, Nolan Baker, So I think we've got all the names. We feel pretty good with the last 2-13.
Yes, got those names in. The all-important O'Rourke does have the ball. Try to get that freshman some minutes versus a little bit more competition that's up to his speed at the moment. Twyman tries a dribble drive in there. Unsuccessful. Gets it back to Twyman once again. 1:50 left in this ball game. Kicks it over to O'Rourke. O'Rourke's trying to find Cole Graham underneath on the post play. Nice little move, but up and no good. Rogers down with the rebound for the Eagles. Kicks it over to Brummett. Baker has the ball up top. Over to Rogers once again. Baker ends up with it at the free throw line. Taden Hull with the nice little drive there. Kicks it back to Brummett once again. Finds Hull underneath again, and they end up kicking it to Baker with a nice little short corner, but no good. Twyman up with the rebound. Wolf situation. Never saw anyone coming, but ends up with it. And Eli Cameron. Nice little wing shot up and good.
That was Twyman. Twyman knocked it in. Twyman's 24. That was good. There's a pass by Cameron. We'll count it. It counts just the same.
So it is 50 seconds left in this ball game. Underwood with the ball underneath. One last set play for them to run. Rogers gets that ball in a loose ball situation up and in, bringing 74-35.
That was Manuel Rogers with the deuce.
Cole Graham sticks with it, gets an up and in situation for him. That's 5 points for the youngster. Nice little solid minutes here at the end of the game.
Shot clock off.
Shot clock off, 20 seconds left. Underwood's content with taking it. Looks like it's going to be a 72-37 final score. Underwood over Shenandoah. Last year it was a 71-19 game. So Underwood got to the mark they wanted to. Shan gets a little bit better, but nonetheless they have something to improve on. But that will be the final score as the buzzer rings. The very disciplined, very experienced, very athletic, talented Underwood Eagles come out on top. All around balanced scoring, balanced defense. You know, not too many rebounds to even be had because they didn't miss very many shots. They didn't let Shan even miss very many shots because they just took the ball away. Pretty good overall basketball game by Coach Blum and his squad.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with Underwood. We kind of knew what they were going to do, and after the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game, they started doing it, right? They were playing half-court man-to-man at the beginning, and it was 10-8.
Yeah.
And then they went back to, hey, this is who we are, right? Let's get out, let's pressure, let's speed Shenandoah up, and that's what they did, and they were able to stretch it and into an insurmountable lead. But for Shenandoah, that's one of the best teams they're going to play all year. I get it. They're in the Hawkeye 10, and the Hawkeye 10's a really good league, right? A lot of grown men in the Hawkeye 10. Underwood's going to go places in this basketball season, right? So this is a really tough test right away, and Shenandoah's got to jump right on the horse again tomorrow on the road against Southwest Valley, which will be maybe not a similar size school, but maybe not the caliber of talent as Underwood. So they're going to learn something from this tonight.
Similar size in enrollment, not similar size in athletic bodies. I'm going to take a wild guess. Yeah. So yeah, I mean both teams have a chance to come back, that's their first game of the year.
Yep.
So learning situation for both squads, but nonetheless that is the end of our little broadcast here with the Shenandoah Mustangs hosting the Underwood Eagles. 72-37 is the final. TJ Young, good first game of the year. Great to do it with you. Hope you guys got to tune in next time we're here. That is the final score, 72-37, and that is our KMA live stream. Thank you for listening.